sunshine and I'll shit on your parade. Don't get me started on doing Michael Caine. My opinion matters, yours will fall in last place. I'm not shutting up and you'll be learning my name. Fifth in the family, but first in my mind. 1 out of 10, but I'm ranking just fine. We've only got now, there's no afterlife. Look, Mom and Dad, I'm just speaking my mind. Everything's coming up Kyle tonight. Everything's coming up Kyle tonight. Everyone's coming on Kyle tonight. Wait, what? No, nobody's coming on Kyle tonight. Everything's coming up Kyle tonight. You can't shut this mouth, but you're welcome to try. I only stop talking to drinks, smoke, eat and cry. I'll never shut up, gonna talk till I die. Gonna talk till I die. Everything's coming up Kyle tonight. You can't shut this mouth, but you're welcome to try. I only stop talking to drink, smoke, eat and cry. I'll never shut up, gonna talk till I die. Gonna talk till I die. Gonna talk till I die. Gonna talk till I die.
Yeah, a little bit. Hey, hi there, ho there. Welcome to Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up. This is season 2 still, episode 10, I believe. We're at episode 10. Ooh,
pretty crazy.
It's crazy. That's great. That's 31 episodes altogether.
Yeah.
Doing pretty good. We're hitting like our 9-month. I think we're like 3 months away from a year.
Yeah.
Which I gotta look up. I mean, thank God YouTube exists with all of these.
Yeah, dude.
If YouTube didn't exist, we're wasting some time right now.
Yeah, big time.
We're going live on shit if YouTube isn't real.
Yeah.
Do you think YouTube's real?
No.
Do you think YouTube's in control?
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Facebook, right?
That is. Facebook and YouTube, they're all in control of everything.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. I'll just give in to it.
Yeah.
I'll just take which color pill am I taking? The blue one?
Red pill.
Red pill. Which one wakes you up? Which one puts you back in?
Blue pill wakes you. Red pill keeps you asleep.
I don't know. One of the two.
I don't remember.
What if you take both of them? Have you ever do that? Have you ever take both of them?
No.
The purple pill.
What a twist!
Oh, they should really. They should really
rewrite that movie.
Just like it's a 40-minute movie, and he gets the choice, and they're just like, no one's ever done that before.
Do you just die?
Yeah, everything. Yeah, that's how you die. That is how you die. Well, hey, I'm Kyle Mocha here for Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up, and joining me as always is Mr. Justin Olimpedo.
Hello.
How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man.
Doing all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How's this wonderful, dreary, wonderful, wet,
it sucks,
bullshit
dude.
weather? Do you
It
wish
was
it was
a
snow?
shitty ride back.
Oh my God!
We went down to
Guitar Center in Allentown, and we bought. Justin purchased this wonderful new board
it's
that
Yamaha
we're operating off of.
MG10
No
XU.
more pot cleaners needed.
No, dude.
No more weird fuzzy noises. I think it might even take away the weird
maybe, hopefully.
Well, from your headphones. Remember we were having that back in the day?
Well, that was a cell phone.
That was no, it was a cell phone, but the
the
braking and then
yeah.
Hopefully it fixes that. These are all things that do not affect anybody listening at home, but they affect. Oh, they do sometimes, but they affect us immensely. So we got this.
A little bit.
It's sweet.
It's good.
And if you're listening live right now on YouTube, where we are live every Tuesday at 9:00, so join us there, and you can chit chat with us in the actual live chat.
Yeah.
But if you're listening right now and there's any issues with the sound, we are still working out any kinks with the new board. So let us know, and we'll do our best to keep you guys hearing top quality bullshit from us here.
Yeah, at least it's gonna be better sounding.
Yeah, better sounding top quality bullshit. Grade A top choice bullshit.
Yeah.
Can we make a T-shirt that says that?
Do we have to get? Does the FDA have to come in there?
I don't know. Are we FDA? Are we making? Is that for food? That's for food, right? Is bullshit
I don't
food?
know.
Yeah,
I guess so. Yeah. Right.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know who's in control of the bullshit.
I will have to figure that out.
Who's in
Either
control?
way.
Who's in control? You know, it's funny. Who's in control right now, live on everywhere, but not us.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. And not him.
And not him. The president is going live right now. He's talking about stuff. So I have a question. Do you think what we've said in the last 4 minutes that we've been live has been more on target with what he was trying to talk about than what he's actually saying? Because he likes to ramble.
He does like to ramble.
Do you think we've made more of a valid point in his favor for what he was saying than he has? Not even talking about
to our
that.
favor, because we are making top quality bullshit.
We are making top quality bullshit. Yeah. Do you think he's admitted to making top quality bullshit so far in his speech?
Oh,
he
for
thinks.
sure.
He thinks.
He makes top quality.
Do you
bullshit.
think? Do you think jobs were the first thing that he brings up?
No, because I think this whole thing is just the wall. I think this whole thing's just the wall.
Well, no, it's going to bring jobs. So he's going to start out like, I'm bringing jobs.
Oh, he already said that he was going to go with steel because it's better than concrete.
Yeah.
So we got that. So that's going on. So if you're listening live right now, you've chosen wisely.
If you're listening to both,
you're listening to us.
Whatever the fuck's
if
going
you're
on.
listening to us and his speech at the same time, you layer them over, and it actually works out like a conversation.
Yes.
It sounds like I am talking to the president, and it works out. You need very little hallucinogens in your tea in order to understand what's going on here, but you do need a little bit of hallucinogens in your tea. Just a little. Just a small teensy, a smidge of hallucinogens in your tea. All right. Well, we have a special guest in the house today. You've already heard him chime in a little bit there. We have Mr. Cliff Albert joining us.
Hello.
Yeah, what's up, dude?
How's it going, brother?
It's going good with the Lion's Head craft.
I know. Oh my God.
Hell yeah, dude.
Now Zach's gonna come down at some point. He's still finishing up the classic masterpiece.
Yeah.
80s glam rock, hair metal, whatever you want to call it. Song. It sounds like he's finished up, and we are gonna be joined by his
you may
presence
be hearing
soon.
that.
You might be, but he's finishing that up. But we are drinking a variety of things this evening.
Yeah.
And the one is Lion's Head Craft Belgian White Ale,
which is dishwater.
That's what I was gonna say.
Hey,
it was
guys.
dishwater. Oh, Zachary's
welcome.
here.
Oh, hey guys.
Zachary's arrived.
Hello.
He arrives with a natty ice in hand.
Natty Light, bud.
No, natty light. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going light this evening. Going light. We don't need the ice.
Keeping
we
it
don't
simple.
need the ice. But yeah, Lion's Head. We went to Stockertown Beverage, Justin and I, on the way back from Allentown.
Yep.
And we decided that we wanted to get something weird, and we haven't gone with something bad in a while. And we're looking around, and you just
I immediately spotted
the lone 12-pack. I did not see another 12-pack at all. This blue and gold 12-pack of Lion's Head Craft.
The craft caught me.
So it looks like somebody just said, "Hey, we need a new little logo. We need a new logo there for Lion's Head." So what is it? It's Lion's Head Craft now.
Yeah, but the box had orange on it, though.
Yeah.
Orange, yeah.
Yeah, it was blue and orange.
Blue and orange. I was gonna say, I thought it was orange. This is more gold because it does look like the Mets colors on the box. So that is very eye grabbing. But yeah, Craft just looks like somebody took their old image, opened it up in MS Paint, typed out Craft, and slapped it on top of it there. So that's Cliff. You said it tastes like dishwater, right?
Yeah, dishwater.
It has that consistency, the frothiness of a good dishwater.
Yeah. Probably like dishwater that's been sitting there for about 2 hours.
Oh yeah.
How expensive?
Because we had it warm before.
The Lion's Head, yeah, it was warm.
So it was like
expensive was
3
it?
hours
This,
young
I
kind of dishwater.
believe was $10.99 for a 12-pack. So it
Oh,
was,
that's beautiful.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad at all.
It's still more expensive than Natty.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
But is that cheaper than regular Lion's Head?
It's about the same price, but just what you're missing here, there, Zach, is Craft. It's
I know.
Craft.
I see. Are they charging more for the words craft?
I think they
probably.
That's what I'm getting
Yeah,
at.
I think
Bud.
so.
It's more than.
Do you think
more
it's
than-
just the Labatt can that they tagged
Painted over?
with their logo and their image
Could
and
be.
everything?
It could very well
It
be.
is that color blue there, and I
I
think
think the Labatt is a little lighter.
a little bit lighter,
Yeah,
a little
maybe.
bit lighter, but it does. I think Preston, he was here before, and he said it tastes like they just took Lion's Head and poured a little bit of Blue Moon into it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
kind of
that
what it is.
that tastes.
It's not the worst thing I've ever had, but it's not great.
I'm not
by any
upset about it though.
No.
No.
But
not at all.
This is my favorite style of beer
Yeah.
for sure. So
Well, hey, finally here. We kind of said that he was here, but introducing you officially, joining us.
here, let me crack another one.
Joining us, because we got to do this, is Mr.
Supposed to shake these?
No.
Zachary Storman.
That was a good pop.
That was a
Damn,
good
that's
pop.
a zinger.
The one last
Zinger.
week you had, I listened back to it, and it was a good little 3-stage pop. Click, click, boom. A little click, click, boom.
I love that song.
It was great. It was great. So with Zach just opened here, we're also
Oh, man.
Yeah.
enjoying
Wedgie.
some Mango Margarita by
I can't drink
Bud
that shit.
Light. It's by Bud
fucking
Light
way.
Lime, but it doesn't have lime flavoring in
Yeah,
it. So
That-
why isn't it
that
just
shit
by
is so
Bud
gross.
Light?
I don't know.
I don't know how you guys are drinking.
Oh, well, I'm
We
drinking
drink
it
all
because
kinds of
I have
nasty
very
shit,
little
man.
respect for my liver. I also
Oh,
don't
it's
care
sweet.
about taste
Yeah.
buds.
Not
Super
like
sweet.
sweet, dude. It's like
No,
Well,
it's,
I hated it when I was smoking cigarettes, and
Yeah.
I'll probably hate it even more
Yeah.
now that I haven't.
yeah, no, this
got my
is,
taste buds
it
back.
does taste like you just keep going back and forth between a warm Bud Light and like a really poorly
Iced tea or
made
something.
like margarita or like a sweet tea,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the twisted teas. Kind of has a little bit of that stank taste to it, but
a Calypso.
Calypso,
You ever have a
like a
Calypso?
Calypso punch.
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah. There's a
Those,
little bit.
yeah, those
It
are
kind of
good.
tastes like it's mixed with Nas. You know the Nas that just
Yeah.
like smells
u-
like stank water.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, that's why we're brought
Beautiful.
to you by Bud Light Lime, Mango Rita, Mango Margarita. Taste the stank water. The stank water.
That is
Stank water.
that's what's
Wow,
written on
nice.
here.
That's what's
Bud
written on
Light,
here.
Lime, Mango Rita, Mango Margarita.
Yeah,
can't even
that's a lot
fucking
of.
read
That's
it.
the whole name of this beverage. It's more of a name than it's
The
only
can.
8 ounces. It's
Go
only
to
8
the
ounces.
bar and order. Hey, can I have a Bud Light Lime, Mango Rita, Mango Margarita, please?
Oh, what was that again? You wanted a Bud Light Lime, Mango Rita, Mango Margarita?
Hey, I
Yeah.
just got the check, and it seems like you charged me for an extra Bud Light Lime, Mango Rita, Mango Margarita.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me go speak with the manager. I'll make sure that he takes off that Bud Light Lime, Mango Rita, Mango Margarita for you. That's my mistake.
My mistake.
My mistake.
I apologize.
Thank you.
End scene. End scene. That was good.
Oh, damn.
That's good. Oh,
I should
so
have thrown on some effects for that, dude.
yeah, that would have been good. Oh yeah, we've got effects on the new
Oh,
board.
yeah, I didn't even look at it. What did
Can
you
we
get?
can we do the one we were doing before?
Yeah, do the
Alright,
one.
hold
Wait,
on.
which one are we gonna go with? The alien sounding one
Yeah.
or the what?
Yeah.
The one that I was talking about Planet 9 hotline or something like that. It was talking like this.
Thank you for calling the Planet 9 Suicide Prevention Hotline. You are not real. You do not exist. I do not know how you got this number, but you should please hang up right now and go reassess your existence.
I don't know. There's one that sounded like Satan.
It did. There was a... Well, how do you know what Satan sounds?
Sounds like
I don't know. The
That
thought
could have
of
been
what
Satan.
sounds
Dude, that,
like.
you know what that shit sound like? The beginning to Chocolate Starfish and the Hot Dog Flavored Water by Limp Bizkit.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
yeah.
It's
I
like
used
the
to know
aliens
every
talking.
single lyric.
Yeah, I love
that.
Limp Bizkit.
Dude, Limp Bizkit is great.
Great, we got another Limp Bizkit
Fuck yeah. I love Limp Bizkit.
Oh, Lord. Jameso just joined us in the chat and said he picked a hell of a time to tune in. Yeah, I really hope you missed. If you tuned in the middle of my ad for the Planet 9 Suicide Prevention Hotline, I'm glad you did. Because, hey, it makes sense and it's in context with nothing we were talking about before.
Yeah.
But no, the new board's sweet
Yeah.
because you can do that. But yeah,
It's
so
a
we got
Yamaha?
Yamaha. Yep.
Yamaha.
Yamaha.
Yeah.
Oh, so I forgot to bring this up last week when we were talking about our Christmases. My sister, our family, since there's 412 of us, we decided at one point, our parents decided that we would just each pick one person in the family to buy a present for instead of everybody having to buy 9 gifts.
Okay.
So we picked one each, and my sister Cassie got me this year because she's lucky. and she got me probably the coolest gift I have gotten in a very long time. She got me a personalized mug that has our old Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up logo, the ones that Sean did on it. So she only got me one of them, but it's supposed to be like my host mug. And I keep forgetting. I made hot chocolate with it last week, and it's still dirty because I'm lazy. So I'm going to get it. I'm going to bring it in, but it pushes me to now we need to get the new logo on some mugs and some other things. We should be selling T-shirts.
Yeah, you're right.
We should be selling
Reed
prints.
grinders.
Ooh, on grinders. Oh, yeah, yeah. People use them for things, for sure.
Yeah.
Like herbs and spices and weed, apparently.
Yeah.
That's what they use them for. That's what they use them for. Oh.
All kinds of stuff.
Yeah, they do. They do. But yeah, my sister got me that. It was pretty sweet.
What about bars of soap? Urinal cakes?
I could do urinal cake.
Sure.
I mean, I don't want to
Sandy wipes?
I don't want to taste it or anything like that.
Tampons!
I'll smell it. We can do tampons. I don't want to like taste it or anything, but I'll smell it.
You don't have to eat it to put your face on it and sell it.
Oh, sorry, that's what I've been doing wrong, I guess. I keep eating everything I sell, and I can't sell it.
Well,
That's not a good business, model. It's not a good business model at all. But hey, speaking of another sister of mine, my sister Claire's having a baby this week, right? She's having a baby, so that's cool.
Yeah.
And they've picked that if she hasn't had it by Thursday, they're just gonna make the baby come out. They're just gonna force the baby into the world, and
I
it's
thought
weird.
you were gonna go the other way on that one.
No, if it doesn't come out, they're taking it.
Holy
They're
shit.
getting rid of it. They don't want it anymore. That's it.
Here.
If you're not here by Thursday, we got shit to do this weekend.
Get the fuck
What
out
are
of
they
here.
doing? Are they going to...
plans.
If they force it out, they're just going to give the
Well,
A
people's elbow?
C-section?
Yeah.
A C-section.
No, they induce
Do
the
you
labor.
smell
so they're trying to
this
induce
baby?
the labor, I guess.
Oh, so it's like X-Lax for babies.
Yeah, X-Lax exactly what it is. That's a great way of putting it.
Yeah.
It is, they give you, I guess, I don't know, they give
Wait,
you a
there's
drink
drugs to
or
loosen
something.
up your vagina?
And to not to force, but to help the baby come out of your vagina.
There's the little robots that go in and push.
Oh my god, that'd be the best way to do it. It'd be like inner space, just like push
It's just
the
a bunch of
baby
little,
out.
like... What about if that was your job? You had to get hit with the shrink ray
Every
Yeah,
single
every
that's what
day.
day
inner
and go in
space is,
and
dude.
push babies
I
out?
would
Minus-
live inner space all of the time. That would be a phenomenal
That's a
way to go
great
about
movie.
it. That would be that'd be great. That'd be great. Now it reminded me because she was saying they're going to induce, and I don't know what the reason behind that is, but they're going to do that on Thursday. I don't think it is. They have shit to do this weekekend, but that's what I just keep saying.
I think
got
she's
shit
just
to do,
tired of
so
having the
plans.
baby in
Yeah,
her,
so
right?
Yeah, she's
Probably.
just like, come on. At least it's not the middle of summer. She'd be sweating her balls off. Her balls that she has as a lady
Probably
that's
still
having a
hot
baby.
in the hospital.
Oh, I bet
God.
it's probably hot everywhere. I mean, I'm hot just as a fat person, so I can imagine with another human
Yeah.
inside of you making you a fatter
What
person.
a hot fat person you are.
I am a sweaty, hot, fat person. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that.
Pour some shit.
But I was gonna say, if you could, if you could force like
A baby to come out?
a baby to come out. No, if you could like pick the birth date of your baby, would you do that? Would you pick a date, like specific date?
I don't
'Cause
think so.
I was a
don't think
month
so.
or whatever late, and then I just always assumed that the doctor was like,
I
"It's
don't
Paul
think you were a
McCartney's
month
birthday."
late,
No, I was
dude.
due like
That's-
May like 25th, and my birthday's June 18th.
That's really long.
Yeah, it was like 3 weeks, and again, it makes sense that I lived at home for as long as I did afterwards.
Your mom was probably just so used to being pregnant.
Yeah,
was
she
like,
didn't
kinda like,
notice. She was like, how many months has
what?
it been? How many months? It's crazy. But yeah, I always thought that the doctor was just like, it's Paul McCartney's birthday. We're having this baby today. And that was the decision made.
Yeah.
And I think that's great. I would definitely pick my birthday for that reason if I were the doctor. I mean, I would force it. And then it reminded me of the doctor that thinks he's Fonz or doesn't think he's Fonz on Friends. Right? Do you think he tried
I
to...
don't remember that
You don't remember that?
character.
Somebody's having a baby. And the guy's just obsessed with the Fonz, and everyone's like, we don't want him to be delivering our baby. We don't want him to be delivering our baby. I'm sure he forced people to induce their
Probably.
baby on the Fonz's birthday.
Sure.
He actually makes reference in that episode that it's the Fonz's half birthday, and
Yeah.
then he thinks that they should have the baby. So actually, I just proved my theory right there.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah, so she's forcing her baby out of her vagina. She's evicting her child out.
Boo!
of her vagina.
42!
Out. But
Get
what's
this
crazy?
baby out!
The craziest thing about it is
Just give her the
this
Philly special.
this
Philly
baby is going to be, if I'm not mistaken, the 15th niece or nephew
God damn.
that
dude.
my my siblings have created.
I don't even know 15 family members.
It's fucking absurd.
Nope.
That's
15.
That's an environmental disaster.
It is. I keep
Good for
telling
them.
them that we are in a crisis right now with population, and that there already are too
I don't
many
give a shit
people.
about the environment. I just give a shit about traffic.
Traffic
True.
is going to
Dude,
get
that
so
shit
bad
fucking
because of my
sucks.
family.
Yep.
Yeah.
We are making up a whole traffic
Dude,
jam.
because of my grandparents, there's
Yeah.
like fucking 30 people.
Jesus.
Think about this. Because of like
Yeah, it's
5
fucked up.
people, there are billions of people. Because at one point there were only 5 people.
Yeah.
Well, technically, I
That's
guess
what
there was
happened.
like Adam and Eve first.
Yeah, that's where it comes from.
It was
That's
from
what the
2
scientists
people.
I
said.
don't think so.
It's a very weird concept to
I
get
don't
into.
know about
No, I
that.
think that's what it is.
That's what they told me.
That's what they
I
said.
mean, at
Then
one
when I
point
was
there
real
was-
young.
That's
there
what
was
I
one
heard.
amoeba, one single cell
Yeah.
organism
Yeah.
that made all of the
Damn.
life.
Well,
Damn.
Fuck
For me,
big
it's
It's
Yes.
fun when you just
too.
realize that we're all related.
Yeah.
We're all related, and so all sex
You
is
fucked my
incest.
sister.
Yeah, so like,
did
I don't understand. I don't understand why incest is illegal.
It's illegal. It's illegal because it's frowned upon. Because I mean,
'Cause it
direct
makes,
close incest
messed
makes
up
messed up people.
children.
But I mean, realistically, everybody's related.
But that would be.
You ever see the
I don't
episode
know.
of the X-Files?
Oh, home?
Home, the one that takes
Home.
place in
I
Pennsylvania.
never watched the X Files.
Oh, you need to
Oh,
get
this
the
one's good.
X-Files.
Never
They,
watched
they
it.
found
This is
they
one of the
find a
creepiest
fetus in a
things.
baseball field to start the episode. Bunch of kids playing baseball in rural Pennsylvania, just like scuff the dirt up, and
Yeah.
there's just a fetus, a dead fetus in
Oh,
the
that's
baseball
beautiful.
field.
But it's like
That's
a
how it
disformed
starts.
and weird family
Yeah.
where everybody's been inbred for like generations, and like people don't have legs, they don't have arms, they're just like fucking
Yeah,
hills
but
have eyes people.
We'd have more science projects.
We would.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, that
yeah,
is a
it'd
science
be, it would be
project.
kind of fun.
Bring your own crazy,
Yeah,
messed up inbred cousin to school.
Freak shows would come back.
Freak shows would come back. That is something that I do
Yeah,
thoroughly enjoy.
100%.
When I was out in LA, we had the freak show guys that worked the bar for us, and that was fucking awesome.
Well, you know,
Those guys
like,
were
did you ever hear?
very
Are
entertaining.
you guys fans of Doug Stanhope?
Yeah.
So-
I'm not as much as I probably was when he was like on the Man Show when he took over the Man Show.
Oh yeah.
but-
Well, I'm like one of the cult followers. So I
Okay.
went to his book signing and I went to all kinds of shit.
hell yeah.
And but he did that daily news week wipe thing or whatever.
Okay.
And he did the thing about Oprah being the new P.T. Barnum.
Okay.
Dude, it's fantastic.
He doesn't-
how he
is it-
talks about like it's the new freak show instead of like paying of
yeah.
paying the freaks to go see the one I'm it's Oprah comes on and she's just like, oh yeah, you got eaten by a monkey, like why don't you unveil your face to everybody.
I didn't realize she did that type of shit.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay, I
yeah.
thought she was
Wait, so
Oprah,
she was a
actually,
Maury?
she kind of sucks because,
Okay.
like, all she does is fucking.
Was she a Maury? Is she turned into like a Maury type thing? Like,
Like
oh, you
where
don't
it's
like
like
cotton?
shock
No,
and
no,
awe.
it's not.
Like-
It's not. Who's your
No,
daddy
no.
TV.
But he used to do like people that had like horrible fears, and one was I remember this
Oh,
kid
yeah,
hated
like-
cotton.
Yeah.
So-
He was afraid of what?
Cotton.
Cotton.
Yeah, so like if
Okay.
he got sick, he wouldn't go past the cotton to get to the pills. Like,
Okay.
You know,
he didn't.
Gotcha.
My grandmother, she on my mom's side, my mom's mom, she has a weird fear of opening those fucking Pillsbury
Oh yeah,
biscuit
the
things.
twister.
Okay.
She freaks the fuck
Damn.
out.
Really?
Like, when I was young, I always had to open them up for her because she would freak the fuck out.
That's
Damn.
a very specific thing.
I know.
Well,
That
see,
is a
if-
very specific
It's
thing.
fantastic.
If she was on Maury, he would have like the crowd with fucking
Yeah.
giant
yeah,
ones of them because
yeah,
they
and
they
she
brought
wouldn't
this
get
dude out-
paid.
Yeah,
And then
Yeah.
like
exactly.
But you're right.
That's
It
what's
is.
fucked up.
It is that comparison is crazy because it is like bringing the attention to the freak show in that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
But
That's what those shows were. That
but freak
Springer,
shows,
whether it
yeah,
was like fucking
back in the
scripted
day,
or not.
that was how those. I mean, they made their livings doing that. It
Yeah.
wasn't probably the best way to live, and I'm sure
Whatever.
plenty of my ancestors in the gypsy world were definitely part of these freak shows at some point.
Yeah.
Definitely part of a freak show
Am I
at one
popping
point
a little too
or
much?
two.
Yeah, I got a
I
little
felt-
Popping, a little pop.
pussy.
Little
I
yeah.
felt that.
Ooh yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Justin, you
Yes.
and I and Mikey went and saw a great film this past
Yes.
week.
Go see this movie.
Oh my lord! If you haven't seen it yet,
I'm gonna go see it
Spider-Man-
again.
Oh
I
my
have
god!
to.
The Into the Spider-Verse
Yeah.
was one of the.
I didn't
Was
even know
it?
that was
Was
out.
it good?
It was
It's
so
amazing,
entertaining. And I have to, without getting into too many spoilers or anything like that, the basic premise is there's like a collider that explodes, and Spider-Men from other dimensions
and Spider Ladies too,
and
right?
Spider Ladies, Spider things of all, because there's also
Just picture
Spider-Man.
it's almost
not even just people.
I read an article that
pig.
said this movie finally understands every Spider-Man comic ever.
It really does a great job of mixing together the different iterations that they've had in the past.
On them. Yeah, dude.
Right off the bat, you get Chris Pine as the world that you're in, like their Spider-Man.
And they do throwbacks to each movie.
They do great. Tobey Maguire.
Toby Keith is Spider-Man. Looking at
How y'all doing? I'm Spider-Man. I came down here slinging some webs for you people.
He's just throwing cups at people. He's just throwing red Solo cups and knocking everybody out with them.
But they make references to those movies.
Yeah, they do definitely reference
because it's a catch up at that point.
Yeah, they repeatedly
it's like a continuation of
with
that
each
character.
Spider-Man or Spider-Person or Spider-Thing that they introduce throughout the show. Each of them does their own little like quick catch you up to who they are.
Yes,
and it just gets shorter
dude.
and shorter and shorter because it's kind of like, all right, you know the story. Ben, blah 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 blah. Now Spider-Man, and that's that. But they do a really great job of integrating all of them. And the best thing, I thought John Mulaney as Spider-Pig was going to like take it all for me because
he didn't really have a lot.
He didn't really have a lot.
But
also didn't have a lot, but stole the show is Nicolas Cage as Spider-Man Noir.
Yes.
So
Nicolas Cage is
the voice of Spider-Man.
Why isn't that like
Noir.
all over the internet?
Yeah, that should be on the billboard.
It should be way more publicized than it is, but it's just him being like real brooding the entire time. And what does he say? Egg whites? He says
creamed egg.
I like two things: drinking creamed eggs and punching Nazis.
Wow.
And he's just this great. I don't even think he has webs. Like I don't even know what level.
No, he does. He swings.
Oh yeah, but he's got like the weird gadget ones on his hand.
Swinger, huh?
He's a swinger. But I definitely highly recommend to anybody. It's good for kids. It's honestly just a fun fucking.
It's the best comic book movie ever made.
It is
100%.
because it is animated and because they can then go to the full extent of again pulling 5 or 6 different styles together.
Just for the art alone, go see it in theaters.
It's worth it because you know,
but is the CGS gonna Spawn from 1997?
It's
not even close.
Almost as good.
Not
as Spawn
even
2.
close.
It's
Spawn,
almost as good as Spawn 2.
Nothing's as good as Spawn.
No, Spawn and
I rest my case.
what was that Shaq movie? Steel. I think
Steel,
those
yeah,
two.
that's a Superman movie.
Never seen that.
That was a Superman movie.
I had mean old Mark Miller had to explain that to
fucking
me.
Mark. Jesus,
Fucking
this
Mark,
guy.
dude.
Oh, Lord.
Hey Mark, when you hear this one's for you.
This
buddy.
one's for you.
And all of them are for you. Actually.
Most of them have been for you, yeah. So we saw that, and then the next day we were hanging out, and we decided to get into watching Black Mirror's Bandersnatch.
Which we did say. This is the only
I didn't
thing
get to
that
watch that, by the way.
Okay,
I'm
we
sorry.
will avoid crazy spoilers for you and anybody listening.
I will just say this is the first thing that we've said we're going to do that we actually did.
We
Wait,
actually
we were supposed
did.
to watch this for the show?
Yeah.
Oh, that's how you guys got me to watch it. Because you sort of tricked me into watching
we
it.
did.
Well, see, here's
Oh,
the
we
thing.
did, yeah, but it was worth.
My internet is, like, because I just moved into the new place.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to watch it, but I looked it up to see, because you just said Bandersnatch.
Yeah.
I didn't know that it was a black, and that's why I was like, I never saw any Black Mirror shit.
Black Mirror is phenomenal.
great,
It's
dude.
phenomenal. Definitely
that's
check
what I
it
hear.
out.
That's what I
Black
hear.
Mirror and X-Files, you have homework for like months now.
And
they're amazing.
But like, it's always hard for me to watch something that is like crazy hyped up at the moment.
Totally understand that.
So I have to wait. Like, usually I just wait. I did do the Bird Box.
I haven't watched that yet. Haven't watched that.
In the hype, and
Yeah.
I think I would have liked it more if
Probably.
it wasn't so hyped.
Yeah.
This is worth the hype.
This is worth the hype
Is it?
because
Yeah. Oh,
it
yeah.
is a choose-your-own-adventure movie. You have to hold the controller throughout the movie,
Yes, you
and
get
you
choices.
are prompted right off the bat within the first like 10 minutes. You have a choice to either choose one cereal or another. And the decision you make may or may not
like
affect
the
something.
controller, like-
The controller
On your
playing like
PlayStation.
on your PlayStation, and you choose I want to you eat the puffs or I want to eat the Frosted Flakes, and that could make the whole line of the movie different.
We spent so much time
So
going
it's like
through it, and the way that they present it to you is like, oh, you missed this. Check this out.
Yeah.
And every ending is
you
different.
can end the movie
has
in
a different feel.
So it's like
minutes.
interactive, and it shows you the other
It's a
side.
choose your own adventure book. That's
so,
what they made.
And the whole premise of the movie is that there's a kid who has this book called Bandersnatch that is a choose your own adventure book that he is coding into a video game in 1984.
Oh shit!
And so he is making the video game, and the guy who wrote the book went crazy and murdered his wife. So you are prompting and choosing along the storyline and affecting it, because there are certain storylines where, like I said, you can be done with the whole movie in 20 minutes.
Wow, that's
you can be done with the whole thing, or you can go, and I think the longest one's an hour and a half if you do the whole thing.
We started over because we're like, maybe if we pick this one option, it will split us off from other things.
So, like, when I looked it up, all it said was Bandersnatch ending 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
So, like,
there's a true ending that doesn't. They don't let you go back. You have to start over, which Jack ended up getting.
I got to that. But there might be another true ending too. I didn't look up.
Every ending was satisfying though. Like what the comedy one was fucking satisfying.
Yeah, they have at one point where so basically the whole movie is an experiment in free will, more or less, because you are choosing what this character does. Slowly things become relevant or become obvious to the viewer, to the character and the viewer.
That's wild.
People are in control or you are not in control, and it kind of in a Twilight Zone way, really the way that Black Mirror does wonderfully, just fucks with your head and it makes you want to keep going back.
Wow.
And what I pointed out, aside from the story, aside from how, I mean, it is wonderful, and definitely everybody check it out, because movies like this are bound to be coming down. 3D movies got real big 10 years ago. Well, the fact that it's on there,
they're going to be doing way more.
Oh, God, yeah.
I think we're talking about doing video game stuff on there, too.
So they're, like, breaking barriers, pretty much.
Yeah.
No, I mean, there's been movie theaters that have been doing this for a while.
Choose your own movie?
Really?
Yeah, like, there's been... But it's mostly, like, local... It's like an old movie theater. I think it's in Virginia. You know, you sit down at a table, you get served food from there. Like, there's... Like, it's this whole thing, but in front of you are 3 buttons,
and you get to choose.
Yeah, with it takes a tally from the people that are like in the room.
So overall,
which gets shot.
Okay,
that's amazing.
See, I think this is definitely the future for an option for movies. Like I was saying, 3D movies 10 years ago got really, really big, and everybody kind of beat them into the ground. I'm sure this is going to happen with this. You catch a 2-3 years from now.
At least be like,
I hope
for
it doesn't
endings,
be like
for
a
endings
lot
at
of
least.
Movies, so.
I think Netflix will definitely put out like a couple a year, and then I think you're just going to wind up getting your knockoffs, the people that aren't going to do it as
if it takes off, Disney is definitely doing
Disney's definitely going with that, and then you can look at every single character that they've ever developed and just. I mean, look at Goosebumps. They had their own Choose Your Adventures.
They have.
You can just now take those Choose Your Adventure books and program them correctly.
Sure.
Because the most impressive part is the editing. When you think, okay, I'm going to choose this cereal or this cereal, and you have 10 seconds to choose, and you click one, and without a glitch at all, they point to the one that you chose, and it just goes on with the movie.
Yeah.
There's... without any little hiccups whatsoever, it is so wonderfully
And the way
executed.
some of the scenes change and the way that the characters sort of know each other but don't know each other is great if you make different changes.
If you make different changes, then you go back and you can like go back and like restart, and then like he was saying, slight things change, and
like without ruining anything.
Yeah.
When the first time 2 characters meet, the one's like, "Oh, this is the reason why this isn't working," and he's like, "How'd you know that?"
Yeah, or don't we know each other already? Haven't we already met?
Yes.
Like things like that. The second,
but they
time
both
you walk
deny
through the
knowing,
movie.
or the one always questions, but the other one's like, "No."
It's
you know
just
what I mean? So it's like
trippy,
a weird.
It is. I explained it to Alyssa that it was basically if you've never done like LSD, this is the movie that kind of feels like you're doing it because you get caught in loops and you just keep doing things over and over and over again. And it definitely plays really well into. It is,
us neither.
We've never
know
thought
what?
about it. Never thought about it.
Never did it.
Never
so
did it.
maybe I'll just watch
We
Black
couldn't
Mirror
help
instead.
you.
Watch Black Mirror. It's very
No,
Maybe
watch-
I'll just do that instead.
Yeah, just watch Black Mirror.
Or should
It's
I watch?
great.
Or
It's-
should I watch it on ass?
Yeah, that might be even more
Well,
mind-blowing.
don't.
I
No,
wouldn't
no,
play
I wouldn't.
this. I wouldn't play/watch this on LSD.
No,
That's-
only because of the one scene.
Yeah, because the
I
one
was thinking
scene.
about that. Like, you ever? Never mind.
You don't want to spoil the movie.
Don't spoil acid for
We
me,
don't want to
please.
spoil the
No.
movie or acid. Spoiler
You ever
alert.
stand on the edge of an abyss?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
No, you know what I really do want to try though?
What?
I do want to try DMT.
DMT.
Oh, yeah.
I've
Yeah.
never
Have you guys ever done it?
Gotten close to doing it. I was
Yeah.
offered it once.
Not to sound like,
But
like
it is-
Joe Rogan
it's
make this
crazy.
a Rogan
Yes,
podcast.
Joe.
from what I
Yes,
hear.
Joe.
Yeah.
The blasting off and like the imagery that everybody says you see is absurd.
Yeah.
I
was in Boise, Idaho.
That kind of
and-
terrifies me a little bit.
Yeah, I was in Boise, Idaho, and this one dude was telling me about this shit. We stayed at their house, we played a show, and it was so fucked up what he was telling me. He was like, he did it twice.
Yeah.
And the first time, he did the blast off thing, he thought he shit his pants. And but then it was just him in a fucking black space. Like, in the
Jesus.
abyss. And I'm just like, how dark is your fucking life?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then the second time it was a bunch of fucking colors and then it was black again.
Jesus.
And the
That-
guy was like he
Like,
wasn't
all right
overly
about it. Was
like,
he
yeah,
okay
like,
with it? He didn't.
he,
think
no,
that
he was freaked out. He was
Okay.
freaked out, like, because he had a pretty solid head on his shoulders. Like,
Yeah.
he wasn't like a
Yeah.
fucked up dude. And like, you know, when you look in somebody's eye, like you can tell that maybe they're fucked up or
Yeah.
totally like a normal kind of
Yeah.
fucking dude. And we were just like, wow, dude, like there's something.
Yeah, that
No,
sounds.
I've done
sounds
that shit.
terrifying.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, it's
hey man, like
dude.
that's scary. I would hope my
It
shit
is-
is like
it was
cool.
an
Beautiful.
I mean, it's
experience,
supposed to be
man.
completely
Yeah.
mind-opening. So
Yeah,
whatever
yeah, I hope
you
there's
get,
lots of
I'm
like
sure it'll open
rainbows
your
and
mind to
unicorns and
fucking-
stuff
Well,
like
yeah,
that.
it opened his mind to like
Darkness.
shit, like
The
this is what's
darkness
gonna happen.
within.
I'm just gonna be dead.
Yeah.
because I'm a piece of shit.
That sounds terrifying.
Hey,
Yeah.
maybe that's
Let's
maybe
do
that's
it.
making him change his ways.
Yeah.
It
Could be.
sometimes-
Maybe he's done
they
some
say-
bad shit. I don't know.
It
I just
gives
met
you-
him. He was in
Yeah,
Boise.
yeah,
I just
yeah.
met him.
It
you know?
gives you what you need, you know. Like
Yeah.
maybe that's what he needs
Yeah.
at that time to do better in his life is to have what on the surface seems like a negative experience,
Oh yeah.
but internally once it's compartmentalized and everything may actually be a positive
he
experience.
properly-
for the guy,
properly
you know?
processes
what if
through
it
it all,
is
yeah.
like something where he actually is a good person, he is a positive person, and that's what they're showing is that like he doesn't need any fake shit to
I
make
mean,
him
it
feel
could.
better.
Yeah.
It could
Yeah.
have.
And
that's
endless
what it is.
Honestly,
meanings
yeah,
to it,
and
you
with
know
could
stuff
what I
be
mean?
the
like that,
opposite,
it's
you know?
the outlook that
I feel like it's your.
you
I mean,
wanna,
it's your brain feeding you whatever.
Yeah,
it needs
it's
to
what
keep
you
going.
want to find.
You know what
like,
I mean?
You need to
Like-
find
It's like
this.
dreaming.
Yeah.
Well, see, like
Yeah.
because like I'm a pretty much like a skeptic about everything. And,
Yeah.
I feel like my trip would be something like that because I don't know where we go or what we do
I think
after
if
we
you were
die
gonna-
or where
I'll
we
be
came from, and I
honest
don't
with
give
you.
a fuck.
Would
Like,
you? Do you think you'd
I'll
get
be-
caught up in those thought processes?
no,
or
not really,
those
because
thoughts?
like I'm more comfortable knowing that there's nothing else after.
Okay.
I
I'm
feel
very,
like-
very comfortable with
I
that.
feel like before you do DMT, you should at least trip on something before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Instead
does
of
seem
just
like an
taking that
intense thing
tip-
to go right into.
Because you need to understand how you're like
Well, I
what's
did
going to be going on.
shrooms.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
did
okay.
shrooms.
Okay, so you understand.
LSD is a little more
A little more
Robotic.
powerful.
different. Like shrooms are real organic feeling.
Yeah.
LSD,
LSD
I
is
feel
very
like a robot.
mechanical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get yourself on a
everything's
rhythm
very
when you're
linear.
yeah.
See,
Like,
my-
and that's why you see like how life comes apart on LSD
Yeah.
versus mushrooms,
yeah.
because you can mechanically break down your environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, like my thing with, like, you know, when I was, like, I wanted to try it, but then, you know, there was for a while in my early 20s till like a few years ago where I was just like, I felt like I was a really dark person, so I was like, I don't want to do LSD because I'm fucking deathly scared of it.
Oh yeah.
But now that I got like my shit together pretty much,
your mind
like,
has to be in the right place.
It's all about for I think anything like that. It's all about comfort. You have to be in a space that is a comfortable space to you with people that you don't have any issues with, like people that you don't have like. If you try to do something like that in a room with somebody that you have some like deep seated regret,
it's going to be a horrible time.
You are only going to be able to think of that, and it's going to preoccupy you. So it definitely has to be comfortable. It's got to be something or some place and with people that you have no issues with. But I mean, I don't know.
I don't have issues with
you. You go down the rabbit hole like that. Anything can fucking happen. That's the crazy thing with it. Now, before we get too far down this rabbit hole, let's jump into our first break. Now, the song that we are going to be playing tonight is an original from Mr. Cliff Albert himself.
Oh, God.
And this is called, the song's called In the Sun, correct?
Yes.
And explain the group, the name, and when you released it, everything like that.
Okay, so I started this shit because, like, I was in the Greek favorites, and, like, this was
you guys were great.
back. Well, thank you. But I was getting sick of the scene. I was getting sick of the music. It was like screaming punk music, and I was the one screaming and playing drums. So like I was putting out a lot of energy. And at that point, I was listening to like more psychedelic indie kind of shit. So I was just like, let me step away and experiment a little bit. Whatever.
Hell yeah!
And so I wrote this stuff, and then I just recorded this with a friend, and then just put it out. And then 4 years later, now I'm like gonna start revisiting it and recording and going into the studio with the whole short full length that I have.
Now it was released under the name Child Stars.
Child Stars. So it's a little bit of a hybrid of my two of the most influential things for this project, which was Clap Your Hands, Say Yeah, band from Philly.
Yeah.
And
my country team.
Yeah, exactly. Cause
I love that shit.
Yeah, and also like very, very old T-Rex when it was Tyrannosaurus Rex, like fairy tale kind of shit.
Okay.
So it's all about keeping your inner child and not actually growing up, because growing up is stupid.
Now, Zach has a question that he's asked me in the past.
Yeah.
I don't think he remembers asking me this question. But because the group's name is under Child Stars, I'll ask you this question that one day when we get Macaulay Culkin on here, which is a goal, we're going to get Mac back. He's never been here, but we're going to get him back. We're going to get him on the show, and Zach wants to ask him... would you rather type of question, but he's only going to actually ask me the question in front of Macaulay Culkin.
Oh yeah,
so I'll ask you.
I said something real offensive.
Would you rather be a former child star or a not accused? What's the word?
Convicted?
Convicted sex or convicted pedophile. That's the question. Would
I definitely would have been fucked years ago. Former child star, totally. I'd rather remember getting fucked when I was 7 instead of fucking a 7-year-old.
Yeah, all right.
Totally.
Well, I think that's the right decision.
Oh my god!
And that is the best way to go into this song, In the Sun.
Yes.
Sun spelled S-U-N. S-U-N.
Yeah, no suns.
Oh my god!
All right, so here's In the Sun by Child Stars. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. Bye-bye.
I gotta pee.
Alrighty, and we are
That was
back.
rad,
That was
dude.
fucking
Thank
awesome,
you.
man.
It was real cool.
Thank you.
So on that recording, you're doing
Everything.
Every
single
all
thing.
the vocals.
Dude, there was like 20 different tracks of vocals.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say it's definitely
It's very vocal
you can
heavy.
Tell it's layered on there like crazy.
Yeah. Which is gonna be hard to find if I can to find a band that can actually like
you're
do
gonna
that shit.
you're gonna have to get
You gotta make
that's like
everybody
the
sing,
band.
you know?
band.
Yeah, that's the band because the music is so simple because I'm not a guitar player. I can play guitar, but I'm not a guitar player. So like, I know enough to get me in trouble, and that's it. You know what I mean? So like, I play drums. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know how to fucking write a song.
I mean,
that's
but
the best I could do.
But this
You
makes
should,
this makes you a
great.
musician,
Yeah, dude.
officially, right?
Oh,
when you're playing
I mean,
guitar, right? Because
I
drums,
guess.
you know, that's just the guy
Yeah.
that hangs out with the musicians, right?
Exactly.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a good joke, right?
Fucking
That's the-
hate drummers,
Dude,
man.
I
The
hate.
worst people.
You know what's worse than a drummer
Go fuck
though?
yourself,
Music
man.
jokes,
Music
Yeah.
jokes.
dude.
Literally
Like-
anybody I've
Sure.
ever heard, any older guy generally. That finds out somebody's a drummer. That's almost the first joke that comes out. Oh, you're the guy that hangs
dude,
out
I get
with
it
the
all the
musicians."
time. And then with like
It's
this,
so cheesy.
Yeah,
it's not even
dude.
good. It's not even a good dad joke.
it's
Yeah.
so
It's
bad.
just a bad.
It's so.
It's
I
on.
just
Or-
thought of the worst
or-
music joke.
What? Do it.
What did C get transposed to after he was hit by a bus?
What?
What?
C flat.
Oh.
Which is
That's
actually
good.
Which is actually B. So
Yeah.
But you know the worst.
you gotta get nerdy at the end there. Really
the
drill
worst
it in.
thing, like when you're drummers, it's like, yeah, man, like I really wish I could have played drums, like, or I really wanted to play drums, like,
Yeah.
it's just like so loud, or like I don't have any like rhythm, and it's like, shut the fuck. I don't care about you. First of all,
Yeah.
and second of all, like,
I don't have rhythm.
tell me that.
That's
Yeah.
a really big thing you're missing. Then sorry about
Yeah,
that.
like and
Sorry,
like
get some
naturally
rhythm,
it
get
can
some
come to
rhythm.
you,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
you can learn it if you really
Yeah.
want.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
It's like, and most guys that say that are just like some just fucking jerk off that doesn't have any
No, he
thing
just
to
wants
do with music.
He
so
just
it's
wants to
like,
have a reason to talk to you in that
Yeah.
moment, so that's his quick in there.
yeah,
That's
like,
his quick in.
because I worked at Guitar Center, the one in Allentown.
Oh shit, really?
That's-
yeah,
yeah, that's
which
one
you know
where-
what I gotta say,
Yeah.
it is still to this day one of my favorite jobs I ever had.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
You get to work the drum room, I'm assuming?
yeah.
Okay.
So like, of course, that like there was like the corporate bullshit,
Right.
you know, that would go along with it. But otherwise, dude, I just sat there and talked drums all day, and like there was some real drummers that came through.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
So yeah, it was awesome. Like I met this dude Mikey B, and he's a real cool dude. He's the fucking drum tech for Lamb of God.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Ghost.
Ooh.
That's cool.
Like he went on the Ghost tour when they were opening up for Iron Maiden around the world.
Fuck.
I'm like, dude, fuck
Yeah.
you. Like, I mean, he was a tech, and I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
how do you get me in there? And like, he listened to my band Sing Bird and Pray that broke up like last year or whatever,
Yeah.
and he was like, oh, this is really good. This is really good, and he won't get me a job because he's like, you're the drummer.
You're the drummer.
And I'm like,
Right.
well, dude, he played for Turmoil.
really?
Okay.
He was the
That's
drummer
funny.
of Turmoil. And I'm like,
Okay.
well, you're a fucking drummer. Just
That's
get me
funny.
a fucking
Well,
job.
a couple
we
a
know
couple
that.
of months ago, we had the replacement drummer of Turmoil was here.
Oh, really?
And recorded a song
Nice.
with us. That's fucking funny.
Yeah.
And then speaking of songs recorded today, we recorded. Oh, Zach's got to pee. Today we recorded a new song as we do. It is an 80s glam rock song. Ooh,
Whoa.
we're getting some alerts. Somebody just
I think
subscribed.
that was a follow or
That is a
subscribe or
subscribe.
something.
Well, let's
Thank
look at the
you.
chat
Who
real
is
quick.
it?
We have
Who
somebody
is it?
named Marissa Catherine. is
Oh,
saying
that's my
yo.
girlfriend.
Hell yeah.
That's your
That's
girlfriend.
my girlfriend.
You get a yo
Hello.
from her.
She's like the
and it
biggest support
sounds-
ever.
Hell
Hell yeah,
yeah!
dude,
Well,
that's
welcome
awesome.
to the chat, and thank you for the subscription. And I believe that's what that sound
That,
means.
yes.
We-
that's what that's on.
We don't hear it often, so
Yeah.
you know.
I'm
thank
just gonna
you.
leave it that loud for now.
Forever. So
Yeah.
now you can hear. Maybe one day a whole episode will just be interrupted left and right by that. fucking ba-da-ding, ba-da-ding, ba-da-ding. But hey, that's a good noise. I like that noise.
I can change that noise, so we should do that.
We could. Can we make it anything we want?
Yeah.
So how many people are watching? Do you
right
see
now
that?
we got 4 people live watching us.
Hey, that's pretty good.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
And we average right now we're averaging like about 20 a week on each episode that we put out.
Yeah.
Which isn't terrible, especially seeing that our promotion level is my Facebook and Instagram. So it's pretty good for that.
But you know, like it's so fucking crazy because like, you know, I don't understand how people get like all these followers and all this kind of shit.
You have to like go
insane.
through and market yourself to the people that are doing that. Like it's a whole community that you have to get involved with.
No, I
start
understand
building
that part, but like, dude, like, you know, being in bands, like, dude, we fucking recorded at the Headroom, my old band, Sing Bird to Pray. Recorded at the Headroom, a prestige fucking studio in Philly. Yeah. Okay. And we did like everything that we could besides being, I mean, we were kind of lazy with shows, but that record, we put like probably close to 10 grand in that fucking.
Hell yeah.
With and that includes gas money, food,
everything that it took to get the album
everything
made.
that it took to get that fucking album made. And we
honestly, I think a lot of people are buying subscriptions. They're buying follows. They're paying.
They're supporting the things that they like because they have the option to do so now. It's not just
But even just like somebody on Instagram that's got 10,000 followers and is a podcast that probably really only has as many listeners as ours. Sure. A lot of them are just. I mean, every single day we get messages that are like, "Hey, up your followers, up your followers, up your followers."
Yeah,
but I'm sure you just give somebody $50 and they're going to get you 10,000 followers. Just
but it doesn't do anything because it's
it doesn't help you at all. It's fake.
Yeah, but
it's
that's
all
what I'm saying.
Bullshit.
But like, they're like these people that go viral, and it's just like, dude, I got a Saint Bernard puppy, and we just gotta put an Instagram like, as him.
Yeah,
and like, but we only got like 200 and some followers in the last like 3 months.
Yeah, but
it'll eventually
all these fucking dogs
throw their puppy. Yeah,
it'll spike.
Like,
you'll have a random.
But he's already getting like 70 pounds and he's like 6 months.
Yeah.
Dude, he was a 20
that might
pound,
be the key to it. That might be the key to it.
I don't
Get
know.
him as big and as brutal as he can. Get those followers.
A 20-pound Saint Bernard is probably the cutest thing ever.
Oh, they're adorable. They're adorable. But I mean, how many people are posting their 20-pound Saint Bernard on there? You got competition on the interwebs, and it's just I think a random luck.
Kill and eat a man.
Ooh,
put that on the internet.
You'll get a lot of
Cujo.
That's what I'm saying. Get
Cujo
him bigger and just really train him to be to just be brutal. And I think you get the followers there if you do that.
That's true. Instead of like sweet.
Yeah.
Like make him listen to death metal all day.
Just walk.
Well, he was listening to Street Punk with me. I was listening to Violent Society on the way to my parents' house because I rebel so much. Yeah. And he was just putting his head out the window, enjoying the time.
Hell yeah.
Like,
you got it.
You know.
She said, nope. Your girlfriend said he's a baby forever. He's a baby forever.
Of course she would say that.
But you don't
she
have
has
to
a
watch,
vagina.
You don't have to watch the video of him ripping a man apart.
True.
Just ignore that one and just look at the cute pictures. All right, so this week we wrote a new song. We wrote a song that is, as I was saying, an 80s glam rock, 80s hair metal style.
I think it's more along Danzig.
Danzig? Well, that's just me fucking it up. My voice couldn't hit the highs that I would like it to have been able to hit today. It's been a rough couple of days.
I think it's that 80s where like the Wayne's World, like it almost sounds like the Wayne's World when they got produced.
Oh,
when they got taken over by Benjamin.
Yeah. Okay.
Wayne's World.
Yeah. Where it was just a little bit cleaner.
Excellent. Yeah.
All right, I'll take that. Now, Zach, you started working on the song before we were here. You started just like going off on a
started early and finished late.
Yeah. This might be the longest production on any of the songs, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm usually late
minus
and early.
the theme song.
Well, the theme song, it's minus that one. Now, what is the running time end up at being?
4 something.
So 4 something. Okay, so we're still in the vein.
Breaking no records. You say it
breaking
every
no
week.
records.
Every week except
Breaking
the
no
fucking
records.
second week.
Except the second week where we wrote an 8-minute song.
We got a lot of work to do for the rest of the season.
We got to write a 9-minute. 9-minute.
We will. I have no doubt. We'll write a 9-minute.
9-minute. We got to do
It's
it.
got to be a jam band song.
Oh, we can do a fish song.
No, man.
Jam. That shit is the worst.
It is repetitive.
You guys agree?
Yeah, I don't enjoy it. I've been around live, different than listening to it recording.
Live,
depends on the room, depends on the feeling.
If I wasn't
the
a drummer,
mindset.
if I wasn't like into music, playing music, I'm still kind of like fuck that, but then I see the talent and like I'm like, wow, it's great.
You can appreciate it, but people, I don't know how people drive around and just listen to the same thing for 18 and a half minutes
I
straight.
can't even see paying to go to a show and watching some guy play the same note for 5 minutes.
It's interesting when you're on some.
See, at the same time, I like doom metal, which is almost the heavier version of that.
But there's fashion in it, though. That's the other thing.
There's.
I like the fashion.
You don't like tie dye, bro?
You don't
Dude,
like
fuck tie dye. Fuck Birkenstock. Fuck all. But doom metal people, they look pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean,
at least you got that.
I mean, I'm just comparing. Like, it is the same thing.
They're
in
less
a sense,
tie-dye, I think.
I guess so,
Maybe.
but
sometimes
I don't know. I never gotten into Dead. Like I've never listened to a lot of Dead.
You do like tie-dye.
Oh, Grateful Dead is the worst. Dude, the best thing that Grateful Dead ever had was a dead Jerry Garcia. I fucking hate Jerry Garcia.
You're hearing it here first.
Yep, he sucks.
Do you like Cherry Garcia?
Cherry Garcia? No, because I hate cherries. Fuck cherries.
Oh.
Maraschino cherries, anything.
Oh.
And that Cherry Garcia is the worst ice cream.
So just all around, the man did nothing for you.
Nope.
That's good.
Nope.
He did like one
when his
song
presence
for me.
came in the movie
about it.
Half Baked.
That you don't think is an actual. And that's the first video that I actually remember
that's the
watching.
one that
Did we talk about the Dead last week too?
No, we talked about it before something else. Before we recorded Pat the other night when you were recording Pat. But so this song,
he had a Grateful Dead sweatshirt and a Grateful Dead shirt on.
Dude, you know what you should do is get him and I on the same podcast.
Well, he's a rapper, so he's just.
Oh, so he's just.
It's just that his dad was a big Dead fan.
Yeah.
So it's like
he had just watched the documentary about
it.
It's
like, I'm wearing this because I'm cool, not because I like it.
No, that's just.
Oh no, he likes it. He likes it.
It's just like he was just born into it.
Yeah, he's been around it for forever, and it wouldn't make sense.
That's why I want to hear his excuses.
Yeah,
on why it's good.
We could work on it. We can work.
Dude,
on it.
I have a bunch of friends that are Deadheads.
Yeah, most people I know like the Dead, and I'm just always like, nah. Yeah, I guess they're a band, and you can listen to them. But this week's song, Zach, you wrote the guitar parts. What was the song that you were looking at when you sent me a text message? Was it
Kickstart My Heart?
Kickstart My Heart. So that's where you were going off of. So that's where we started. How close to Kickstart My Heart do you think we ended? Not. All right.
We sort of went backwards in time.
Yeah.
I sort of started playing like that, and then ended up a decade before that.
A decade before. Now, Cliff, you are a drummer, and you're here as our special guest for this week. So we had you jump in and do the honors of drumming, giving Justin a week off. Yeah. And it was really weird to be sitting there listening to the drums, look up, and then turn, and you're standing right there. I'm like, I'm used to just looking up, and it's just Zach, and I'm just like, yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Oh, there's Justin right there. This is freaking me out. Who's doing the drumming right now, bro? But the drums fucking sound phenomenal. So fucking smooth. I mean, it was. I mean, exactly what I was hoping
anybody
could have
done what I did.
Hey, it sounds fucking phenomenal.
That's good, man.
And we're built for speed here, so speed is a wonderful thing. All right, so we got through those parts, and then it jumped to needing to do the vocals, and I'm having a little bit of a low voice week, and I can't really hit the high part. So what did you initially think I was going to be going at because the first take, you turned around and said, you're going a little Axl Rose on that one, huh? And so where were you thinking? Where would you have gone with the vocals, Zach?
I was going to do more, the Crew.
The Crew.
Yeah.
All right.
The best hair metal
Vince, Vince
and
Neil.
we ended up more at Danzig.
We ended up more at Axl Rose doing a Danzig tribute
Okay.
band.
You know what? That's probably the way I like the both of them the best. That's how I would take the two of them. Now,
Or Danzig doing a Guns N' Roses tribute.
I like that
I don't know
better.
which is better.
I think it's
though.
Danzig doing, based on appearance as well, it would be Danzig doing, actually, I don't know, I kind of look like Danzig and Axl Rose had a baby, probably.
Like new Axl Rose?
New Axl, cheeseburger Axl
New
Rose.
Axl.
Yeah.
Mama Fratelli.
Mama, that's what I look like. That's what I look like. Oh, that's what Axl Rose looks
That's
like.
what Axl Rose
He
looks
does
like.
look like
He
Mama
does.
Fratelli.
Yeah.
Oh my God, throw him from a train. Jesus fucking Christ.
Heard they're
Jesus.
remaking it.
Oh, throw Mama
With
from
Will
a train.
Smith.
Oh, I'll not watch that. I'm sorry, I'm not going to watch that. All right, so we ended up in the 4-minute marker there. Did you go weird? Did you go crazy at the end, or did you stick
No,
to
I
more?
was just trying to get. I was just trying to make it sound good. Like this was just it's like a classic song.
All right.
You know what I mean? So it's like.
So you didn't
But
fuck
I
around
didn't
with
want
it
to
too
do
much.
too much like outlandish like I did last week with
Yeah.
the whole.
reading.
But you know what?
Aphex
You're
Twin
really
part.
good at that shit, and I
Yeah.
think you should like do more because like watching you work up there, fantastic. By
Dude,
the way.
he's
I gotta
quick.
give you some
Yeah.
props. I gotta
He's
give you some
fucking
props.
quick.
Yeah, dude.
You should
Fucking-
hear the stuff that he
it was
doesn't
rad.
do in 3 hours. You know, it's
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh,
like
it's
just
fucking
from that, I
awesome.
was like, dude, this dude's like a musical genius.
He's a little bit.
Oh,
We
You
don't-
know,
we
I
don't
have
like
a
to
friend.
get him
Man, I have
full
a
of
boner
it.
now.
We
Dude,
don't
I
like
have
to
a
get him
friend named
aroused.
Tommy.
He's
Tommy,
gonna be humping me now.
He's a big dude like all of us,
Yeah.
Tommy. He's my best friend. I got him into pinball, and dude, that motherfucker is a musical genius, and you guys look exactly alike.
All right.
You're a little smaller.
There's more of us.
Oh
But-
well, bring
but-
Tommy over.
Bring
Dude,
Tommy
yeah,
over.
I was actually
You
thinking
got
about
him into
bringing Tommy
pinball?
over.
Genius.
Yeah,
duel.
yeah. Actually, I just told him to listen now.
Is
Yeah.
he deaf, dumb, and blind?
No, actually,
Oh.
he's kind of dumb.
It's kind of dumb.
Is he? Is he?
But
a
when it comes to
pinball wizard,
music,
though?
I mean, I'm fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Don't. But like, he's kind of dumb. He's a
Kinda
little smarter
dumb.
than me.
But he's not deaf. He's not blind. So he's not
No.
that
He's
kid.
not the pinball wizard.
He's not that kid. Not
No,
that
dude,
Tommy.
no, he just got second in a tournament.
Ooh, I
He's
think we just
fucking
got
Maybe
Lightning
he is the
outside.
pinball.
Jesus.
Was that lightning
That
or a
looked like-
car crashing?
Lightning or a car crash?
Holy
Shit. All right. Well, hey.
Oh, this
that
could be
is-
a great drive home.
That is a great way to jump into this
Oh,
song.
man, yeah,
Holy
thunderous.
hell.
January lightning, dude.
Let's drop the single, our weekly brunch single here. What was the name that you put?
Cut your job and get a real haircut.
Cut your job and get a real haircut. So this is our single for the week. We will be back in just under 5 minutes, and hey, maybe we'll have power still. That was
Hopefully.
a pretty intense little crash there.
Don't jinx us, you motherfucker.
Jinxing
Yeah.
us. Wood. Knocking on wood. Knocking on my dick.
All right.
Knocking on my dick.
Oh, that's metal.
That is metal. All right, we'll be back in a couple minutes. Enjoy our weekly single. Bye-bye. Hey, we are
Oh,
back.
that was great.
Fuck yeah,
That was cool as
brother.
hell, dude.
Oh, Richard joining us in the chat says groovy.
Yeah, hell
groovy. Yeah, we did go back a little bit, a decade or so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely a little bit. That was fucking sick. Great
yeah.
job all around on that.
Fuck yeah.
Oh my God, bless you,
so
bless
sorry.
you. Ooh. God bless you, Cliff.
Thank you.
Now,
I
Cliff.
feel blessed.
Cliff.
Yes.
You're our special guest tonight.
Oh.
Welcome.
Well, thank you. Thank you
Welcome.
for inviting me.
Oh, hell
Oh,
yeah,
hell yeah,
brother.
dude. Thank you for being here,
Yeah,
man.
definitely
fucking
awesome to have you join us. Now, you, as we've already kind of discussed, it is you're a musician by not just hobby but also by trade. You
Part-time.
Part-time.
Yeah.
It is something that you have done in the last year since Sing Birds of Prey. You went out on tour with one band, a couple bands. What did you do this last year?
I
You know,
actually have
in
a comment from
17,
them.
I did a summer full U.S. tour with Lay Ike Surf Club.
Okay.
One of the dudes from the Poconos
Yeah.
here. He lives in Philly. One of my best friends, Vinny. And then this past year, I went on the road with the Stargazer Lilies.
Oh,
And-
really?
Yeah, and we opened up for Black Moth Super Rainbow.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
That is
so
now
Oh, yeah.
funny thing. You went on tour with Stargazer Lilies. Our producer Eric that puts us out used to play for them. He played for Stargazers. Eric Takasi. He went by EJ back.
EJ, I met him
yeah.
in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he's
a fucking great dude.
He is
Yeah,
the one
which
that
come to
puts on
find
our
out, I
show.
also knew him as well.
Yeah,
He was
so
a
the
little
world
sweetie
keeps
pea.
getting smaller and
Yeah,
smaller.
yeah.
Justin found out that he grew up down the street from him
Wow.
after he's been putting our show out for the last
Do
year.
you know that he's a guitar player and he's
Yeah.
not a drummer and
Yeah.
like he just pretty much picked up.
Yeah,
But you know
yeah.
that shit was so slow that I think anybody could play
Yeah,
it.
no, he.
But you had to have. See, the thing is with that, like I'll make fun of like the slow part of it, but you had to have an inner clock to play that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially following John's all the fucking tempos that come out of the pedal boards and shit, because he has like
Yeah,
20
yeah.
fucking pedals.
Jesus. Yeah.
Dude, he like strums a guitar and the sounds of the universe come out. It's a
Right.
fucking wall of sound.
Yeah.
So like, you know, you gotta find the timing, which was really fucking hard. Which a lot of the Black Moth fans that we played in front of, they actually came up to me and like fucking told me about the timing of that. They're
Right.
like, how did you find? And I'm like, well, thank you for noticing, because that shit was fucking hard.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah,
You
no,
know?
that I've listened to them, and the thought, like when he was playing with them, the thought of being able to just keep track of where you are in a song is, because it does have, in the same way of like a Doom song would have it.
It was
it'll
very Doomy.
trudge on,
Yeah, yeah,
and you're
for
just
sure.
sitting there, and it's like, if you are not with it, if you are not 100% on with where you're at, I feel like you just fuck up the entire thing.
It sounds like shit, because
Yeah.
like it's because he's running a lot of delays and stuff, so
Sure.
I have to be right on, or else I'm gonna be playing to one of the delays and it sounds fucked up. And
Jesus, yeah.
it took me a little while to actually, like, the song "We Are the Dreamers." That was the hardest song to learn, because it's like bam 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 bam, bam. But I heard the second delay. I didn't
Right.
really hear the first one. So like every time I listened to it, I actually had to just laid back on the one that I heard.
Right.
Okay, yeah, you had to find the little
yeah,
trick like
I had
in
to
there
find
for
the
yourself.
pocket of that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Zach was pointing out before, we do have from Sing Bird of Prey. They said nice sneeze. in
Thank
the
you.
chat. They said nice sneeze before.
Sing Bird of Prey commented.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a pretty
Yeah,
good
that's
sneeze, I
that's
think.
Tommy.
Hey,
Okay.
He
that's
said that
Tommy.
he doesn't have a YouTube account, so
So he
he's
logged
gonna
it
use
under that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey,
Word.
welcome
Yeah,
Tommy
Sing Bird
to
of
the
Prey
chat.
is dead.
Oh, they're dead.
Yeah, the birds
Sad.
are dead.
It was fun. I thoroughly enjoyed that music.
It was
a good
it was a
time.
great time. There was like just differences that went down the road. That, like
It happens.
Yeah.
it sucks.
It happens.
It was the most proud thing I've ever been a part of, besides this Black Moth tour, because Black Moth tour, like, dude, selling out shows,
that's
Yeah,
huge.
500
That's
to
huge.
1,200
Yeah.
people a night. Like,
Yeah,
it was
that's
fucking
yeah.
stupid. Like,
Now,
and then getting a green room.
Yeah.
Did you
Dumb.
you like hung out with them and shit?
Yeah, and you know what? Tom, he fucking loves video games, and I actually got I just messaged him, and I was like, hey, dude, I just got Mortal Kombat XL.
Hell yeah.
Next time I see you, I'm going to kick your ass. Because, Pinburg is going to happen. It's Replay Effects. It's the biggest arcade festival in Pittsburgh. And they said to come out, and I'm going to let them know when Marissa and I are going to go out, and we're going to go fucking...
Hell yeah. Well, that was another thing I wanted to get into. You mentioned before that you got your friend Tommy, who's not blind or deaf, but you said a little dumb. Just in case he wasn't here for that.
Fuck you, Tommy.
Fuck you, Tommy, apparently.
Yeah.
What's he saying? He said, rip us, rest in peace.
Rip us. All right.
Pour one out.
Pour one out,
he says.
Yeah.
Not
I'm pouring one out right
no,
now.
I'm not pouring one
out.
out.
Right in my mouth. Right, here we go. Ready?
That's pop till you drop.
There you go. That's for Tommy there.
That's pop till you drop.
Oh yeah. No, we'll suck one out. So you brought up that you brought him into the world of pinball. Now you are a pinball enthusiast. What would be the best way to describe your involvement with pinball? Are you an enthusiast? Are you a professional pinball
player? Do you collect
player?
as well? Do you have pinball machines?
I have one. I'm not a professional because I don't get paid, and I've only ever gotten third place twice in a tournament.
All right.
And both times I got milk duds instead of money. So
wait, the candy milk duds.
The candy milk duds.
That sucks.
Because
I like
dude, the
milk
pinball.
duds.
Fuck milk duds because it's like you guys shit in your teeth for a fucking
win,
week. Fuck that
you
shit.
bring me the milk duds.
Milk duds fucking suck.
I'll buy them off you. You keep winning.
I ate them already because I didn't have lunch the one day, so I had to suck on them.
I mean, the new ones.
I was poor.
You know, for your new tournament.
So how did you get into playing in tournaments even?
Well, Vinny, my friend Vinny that's in Yikes, he was like, yo, let's go to Pinfest. And like he was trying to get me to play pinball here and there. And I played it and I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, I've done this before when I was young. And then I went to Pinfest in Allentown, which is held every May 4th and 5th.
Okay.
And I walked in and it was like seeing my first punk show.
Okay.
Because any listeners listening, I came from the punk scene, and so I'll never forget walking into Cafe Metropolis in Wilkes-Barre.
Hell yeah, brother!
And I was just like, and the Big Green was playing. I don't know if you remember that ska band.
I do remember. I do remember that, not as well as I remember the movie.
I only like the
Green,
name because of that redhead Sandlot kid.
Yeah, he was in the movie The Big Green. Yeah,
exactly. So I was like, oh my god, like this is, and Captain Random was playing that night too. But when I walked in, the Big Green was on, and I was just like, this is what I want to be. Like in this dark little fucking stage. Well, when I walked into Pinfest, I was like, you pay $20, it's there for the whole day. There's like 300 machines on free play.
Really?
There's all these different vendors of like different pinball parts and shit. And I was just like, holy shit, this is fucking amazing. And then they have like these big screen TVs like being held up and this tournament going on of like 150 some players.
Jesus.
And I'm like, holy fuck. So I signed up for the tournament just for shits and giggles, and then after that we played for 8 hours that day.
Jesus Christ.
And then I had
I played pinball for 8 hours of my life.
Yeah. Then I had a show that night, and I woke up like the next day, and right in like by my elbow, like the inside of my elbow, I couldn't even move my arms because I was playing so much.
Jesus.
Now,
and you played a gig.
Yeah, and then but the soreness didn't come until afterwards. But so like now a year later, I get to Pinfest, and now that year that I spent was just knowing about machines, knowing about companies of machines, knowing about
really diving into the culture of it.
Like the techniques of playing is just amazing, and also, and most importantly, the people in it are just so like they're so fucking cool.
Now, have you watched the movie Special When Lit?
Yes, I did watch that, and
it's a pretty rad movie.
It's awesome. It that kind of hits it right on the head. Also, that movie on Netflix with Wizard Mode.
Okay.
And it shows, I can't even think of his name. a couple drinks, but it shows one of the
Gandalf.
Robert something. Robert fuck, but whatever. Robert fuck
Frost.
and
Robert
yeah,
Frost.
Robert Frost.
Robert Frost.
He has
Filthy
autism,
Robert Frost.
and he was the world champion.
Really?
And yeah, so like, and then the whole movie's about that, but it shows like all these pinball machines, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So now I got into tournament playing.
Yeah.
And tournament playing is awesome, where like you get ranked in IFPA, which is International Flipper Association. And
Flipper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah,
Flipper
yeah.
Pinball Association, and it's just it's been.
So what
addictive
is
ever since.
so the addiction to it, is it everything overall, the overall encompassing, is the actual playing of it, or what is the thing that initially was drawing you into it, and what keeps you going back? Is it the game itself, or is it the culture and the community around it, and the way that you got into punk?
Well, it was first it was the game, because each game has its own little world.
Yeah.
You know, each game has its own rule sets. Each game has its own different shots and
Yeah.
you know, like different quirks. You can play one attack from Mars on this location and then play another attack from Mars on another location.
Same game and everything.
But it'll be a little different.
Just
and
slight quirkiness.
Maybe this one's kind of broken, so you gotta know how to fucking, you know,
Are
get
these
around
like
that
older
shit.
machines too, like Williams and stuff? Because there's only a few companies that can actually make pinball.
Well, now
machines,
that they're Stern is making them, and then now a bunch of different companies are coming out. Jersey Jack, Spooky Pinball, like all these different companies
bringing
are
back
homebrew,
pinball.
like
Yeah.
craft.
It's, okay,
it's
so
like.
it is
But it's not as bad as Lion's Head Craft, because you play these craft machines, and they're actually good.
They don't play.
They don't play like dishwater.
No, they don't play like dishwater. That's good. That's good. So how many days a week do you, on average, would you say, do you get to play pinball, or do you play pinball? You have one.
I try to play every day.
And that's one in your house. You have a.
Well,
a
I do
pinball?
have one in my house, not set up right now because of the new move, but I have a Raven. It's a 1986. It's great because it's very fucking 80s.
Okay.
And Gottlieb Premier couldn't get the license for Rambo, so they did a female version called Raven.
Oh my!
Wow.
And the side art is supposed to be camouflage, but it looks like leopard print.
Okay.
And it's just like
Ooh.
And I'm gonna get powder coated legs to. The red powder coated legs to match the text Raven.
Yeah.
Because the Raven is spelled like, you know,
So it's just female Rambo.
yeah, it's just
Like
female
like
Rambo.
a fucking canon movie.
Yeah, but like
ripoff.
it's kind of racist, because like nowadays it would be like kind of racist. There's little drop targets that shoot up, and you have to shoot them.
Yeah.
And it says sniper, and then there's a guy with a big fucking
Rice patty hat.
the Raiden hat.
Wait, is
And
there a
I-
screen
my
that pops
God.
up?
It's a little drop target, so it's like a
Okay,
little piece of
okay.
plastic that pops up, and it's like, oh, you got to shoot that in the amount of time you're allotted, and then you got to hit that. But it's all about like Raven being in like some Asian country.
Yeah, being in probably
So-
Vietnam or Korea or something
that's
along
what I'm
those lines.
thinking.
Yeah.
And so like, what I showed a lot of other pinheads
Yeah.
is
Great nickname, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
Being able to call yourself a pinhead.
yeah, it's
Oh,
great.
that's good.
It's
That's
great.
good.
And what I showed was on the play field, there's Raven shooting at these guys. And
Okay.
shooting them in the head, but there's no blood, so I added the blood.
The blood. Very
and people
cool.
were like, "Fuck yeah!" And I
So
was
when you
like,
did that, you literally took like the glass top of it off and went and drew it in yourself.
Dude, I got drunk a few nights and like showed people, like just brought people over, like, "Yeah, this is under the hood," you know. But yeah, it's a fantastic culture to be in.
Hell yeah.
But it still doesn't beat music, of course, you know.
Yeah, well then going to the music, what is your personal history? When did you first get into the music that you now love? Like when did you first you obviously you were in the punk scene. What was your first introduction there, and then when did you first start playing the music?
Okay. Well, my dad was a drummer.
Okay.
Back in the day, he used to play like 150 shows a year.
Jeez.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, in cover bands, in original bands. but back in the 90s in Lehigh Valley where everything was popping.
Yeah.
When we moved up to the Poconos from Allentown, I didn't have any friends, and coming from Allentown to Palmerton, where it was like, holy shit, there's like only white kids, and these kids are wearing camouflage like these 40-year-old guys that I've seen. I didn't even know what a hick was.
Yeah.
That's how fucking city slicker I was, you know? I was like, what the fuck is this?
It's funny to think, like, for us growing up, like, in this area, Allentown isn't that far away, but, like, even going there, I never really thought of it as, like, city life or anything. It was like, oh, this is like a bigger town. Like, this is a bigger Stroudsburg or something like that.
Yeah.
But when you're living around that and only that and not out in the middle of the fucking woods, it's city life.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
and, like, so, like, my dad had his fucking drum set up. And I was just like, well, these kids are fucking freaks, and I don't like them, so I'm just going to, like, you know, do this. And, so I just started learning. One of the first songs I learned was Stacy's Mom.
All right, hell yeah.
Okay.
Yep, and then the Strokes. I learned
Very
that
cool.
too. But then I met Joe Scott. Do you know Joe Scott?
I might.
He was the bass player of the Greek Favorites.
Okay.
I met him, and he was like into metal at that point, and like then he started going over into punk, and then he gave me a punk burn CD mix.
Yeah.
And I was just like, holy shit, I'm never going to be able to play that fast. And then my dad took me out to the local CD store.
Yeah.
And he bought me old AFI.
Okay.
Not that
Like
he knew
Sing
of
the
AFI.
Sorrow, like
yes,
era?
it was Sing the Sorrow and
Okay.
All Hallows EP.
Very sweet.
Sing the Sorrow is still one of my top favorite punk
Oh,
records of all
God.
time.
It's such a good
If
album.
not the top record of all time.
Hell yeah.
For me.
Very cool.
Yeah, and then from there I was just like, I'm never going to be able to play this fast, and then that was the only thing I could do was play fast.
Hell yeah. And
then,
what age is the drumming starting for you? How old are you?
I started, I'm going to be 28 this month.
Yeah.
I started playing when I was 12.
12?
Now in 5th grade I was in the all-city band playing, and I always had that natural rhythm because of my dad. My dad used to do paradiddles on my mom's stomach. So like
So in the womb you're sitting there getting paradiddles.
Yeah, exactly.
Very good. Very
So
good.
yeah. So then I just fucking by 12 I was playing, by 14 I was playing shows, and that's when I met
So your first band was when you were 14 years old?
Precedent.
Precedent.
Dude, do you remember Precedent?
I do remember that
I know your
name.
little brother was.
Holy crap.
Yeah, dude. We were a Propagandy NoFX ripoff band.
Okay.
And we only played.
Not a bad two to rip off if you're going to be
especially
doing it
at 14 years
Come on.
old. Dude,
Some people that we all might know were just straight ripping off
Big D and the kids table.
Oh,
that was a big thing around the
yeah,
Poconos.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say some of our friends that ripped off Blink-182.
Oh yeah,
with their I forget Area 51. But yeah, other band. Yeah.
No,
it was cute.
Dude, we
was
covered
Zach, you fucking pussy. Not you, Zach. Sorry, Van Y, you fucking pussy. There you go.
Oh, Zach Van Y.
Oh yeah.
Wow, he went to Palmerton.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he went to Palmerton for a little, like
well,
he was from Stroudsburg,
yeah,
right?
He was from East. He's from East
Yes,
Stroudsburg.
yes.
Lives around here. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, he was he drummed for Area 51. They were just
oh wow.
They were 13 years old, and it was the easiest thing in the world to make fun of because it was three 13-year-old kids getting up and playing Blink-182.
Wow.
But when you sat back and actually looked at it, you're like, all right, well that kid's actually drumming pretty well for a Blink-182 cover band, and each of them are all doing their butt. Fucking little poser, little fucking freak kids. Like fuck you. We're gonna be over here listening to our way more intense
Dude,
bass side
Blink-182
album.
was never good.
Oh, I loved them
Oh,
for a
I
while.
hate them.
I
fucking
never
hate
hated them, but I never loved them. I never cared.
I got
like
into them late, and then they had the one with Miss You came out, and then I was kind of like,
That's the
Yeah,
only
see,
good
like,
album. That's the
that's-
only good album.
see,
that's the funny thing about
see, when I
this.
got
Does
into
that take
punk,
off your pants
see-
and jacket?
No, Take Off Your Pants and
no,
Jacket's
that's
the one I
a
like.
self-titled.
See, when I got into punk,
Oh,
I
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
hated that shit
Yeah,
at
it
that
sucked.
time because like I was into like street punk. I was like into the Casualties and the
Yeah,
Fires, and I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Arr,"
Yeah.
you know. And
You were the guys that hated me in high school. I loved it.
yeah, but like at the same time, then I
I
liked.
walk around going, I like singing and I like being happy. Pop punk, yeah.
Yeah, and like I just wanted to be fucking angry. I wanted to make people.
Did you get
feel.
into ska at all?
I only got into ska like early '60s stuff.
Okay,
specials.
so you didn't like
So
anything
you didn't do like the
Real Big Fish or
Catch 22,
No.
or
anything
even
along
like
those
Skank and
lines, all right?
Tickle, Voodoo Glow Skulls.
Mustard
No.
Plug.
Nope.
2 weeks in a row
Op
referencing
Ivy,
Mustard
though?
Plug.
Op Ivy.
I mean, they're not ska,
I
What about
tried.
some Voodoo Glow Skulls?
That's what I said.
No.
Ooh,
I just
you
said
did
that.
say that?
Op
All
Ivy,
fuck outta
sorry,
here.
I don't
like
listen
Op
to you.
Ivy, I tried to like. I thought I liked them because they were the cool thing,
Yeah.
but like I was already brought into the punk scene where Leftover Crack existed, so it's like
Okay.
this
The
is
fact-
way
the record's
better.
actually
Choking
behind
Victim.
you.
Oh, yeah. Well, Fuck World
Somewhere
Trade.
there.
Fuck World Trade.
Yeah.
behind
Fuck
you,
World
yeah.
Trade, dude.
Yeah.
That was like the album that kind of put my politics together. And,
Okay.
like, they're controlling us.
Yeah.
And now, like, I don't give a shit, but I still
Yeah.
think
Dude, but
that.
there was a whole. Me
but,
and
like-
you were within a couple months in age of each other.
Yeah.
And like I remember your band and all the shows like we went to. Like that was like a thing. When
Yeah.
Leftover Crack happened,
Dude,
it was like
the
a
Poconos fucking.
Well,
It
that's
was
what, it's
everybody.
And
It's definitely
the way
your
you
age.
the way you remember it is the way me and like all my friends from that time period.
Yeah.
Like it was there was
It
such
was
a crazy
amazing.
thing that happened here.
Yeah, it
Because
was
of that.
amazing because like. You know, like seeing images of like fuck World Trade with the World Trade Center getting fucking crashed into and like two old guys fucking pouring out gas.
Yeah.
And then like
Yeah.
and then shoot the kids at school. Like I was just like, this is so offensive, and this is
and
why I
no,
got into
100%.
punk.
And it definitely is of your age because you guys
Yeah.
are both in the same age range as my brother Keith, who was thoroughly obsessed with Leftover Crack, and I just always like.
Oh yeah.
I mockingly referred to them because I believe
I remember
the one guy was like the dude from one of the guys from Bigwig's little brother was in Leftover Crack, I believe, or one of those
don't
other.
know.
No, sorry, that was No Cash. No Cash was.
Oh,
the
No
little,
Cash was
Yeah.
fucking great too, dude.
So
Run
all
Your
of
Pockets,
those,
another great.
all
fucking
those
record.
bands that were coming out that were kind of in that vein. Keith got really into, and I just was kind of like, took the route of like the older brother, the kind of like,
Dude,
more
I
like,
remember
fuck
seeing
what the fuck
Keith.
you're listening to. This is terrible.
I remember seeing Keith at the Sherman Theater, and I was just like,
Who's that girl?
God, so many people
I was like,
on the
why
show
is this
said
dude
that
wearing a
sentence.
fucking Leftover Crack shirt, American Eagle girl jeans, and moccasins? What the fuck?
He
What the
doesn't make
fuck?
sense
Yeah.
ever.
And I didn't like him for the longest time because, but
Me
that's
neither.
that's how
usually that's
15,
also-
but that's how
16
like
years.
but that's how a 15-year-old me was.
Oh fuck
you
yeah!
know, like
well, like you said, you were in the punk scene. You wanted to be angry. You wanted to
yeah,
embody that
and it
feeling.
very like.
Right.
But as I progressed playing drums, as I wanted to learn more because I was getting bored, though I didn't master anything, I was just still getting bored. I don't
Yeah.
believe anybody masters anything.
Yeah.
But then I started going to different music. Then I'm just like, oh wow, that shit made me a closed-minded fuck.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Well,
Like,
that is
That's a part of growing up, though.
Yeah,
but
is.
now I came back to it. And I'm like, yo, fuck everything else.
Well, this is
Everything
a
I ever
question
got into,
I
that
do
was
like-
stupid.
I do like to ask people is what would you say? What were the most influential and the constant bands when you were 15 years old versus today? What were the bands you were playing at 15? And you just said you circled back a little bit, so you're kind of back there now. So what was the end all be all at that point? Because I've always thought that is the age where you start to solidify who you are going to be musically,
Right.
what you're going to be into. And you might move into different genres, but you kind of get your crux there. You get the basis of who you are going to be around that age.
Well, I mean, the most influential shit was, like AFI.
Yeah.
Adam Carson. I even, on my Facebook page, I have a picture of him and I just.
Hell yeah.
Because like,
Fuck yeah.
he was besides my dad and Dennis Chambers, who's the drummer of Parliament Funkadelic, and
Okay.
Steely Dan, all these.
Hell yeah.
He was just such a big influence to me. I looked I went as deep as looking into The Art of Drowning on what cymbals he used.
Hell yeah.
And he used mostly all K's, and,
Okay.
and A custom hi-hats. And, he was a Vader stick guy, which he still is, and he plays DW
I'm a fan
drums.
of the Vader sticks.
They're all right, but I just stick with my Vic Firth. I mean, I went around the block with sticks, and I was just like, fuck it, everybody has Vic Firth, and being on tour, like, I'm not gonna be a special fucking drum size. But yeah, it was like AFI. But then like now lately, and it's weird because of getting into psychedelic music for the last how many fucking years.
Right.
That really switched my drumming over where I kind of blended both, and it turned into like something. A lot of people say that I look and I have the foot of John Bonham.
Okay.
Because of my hair, and then my foot is really heavy, and I do like triplets.
Right.
Well, you heard I got 2-inch platform
it's
shoes.
crazy.
And I'm pulling up
It's
fucking.
fucking
That
crazy.
is something we should bring up. He did drum all of
Yeah,
that
that
in
was
2-inch
impressive.
platform shoes.
Yes.
It's pretty impressive.
And,
Pretty solid
thank
there.
you. That's the only thing I'm really cocky and proud of with my drumming is that I can do that shit in 2-inch.
yeah,
platform.
Well, when you pointed it
Bonham
out
didn't
afterwards,
he didn't need 2 bass drums,
you're right.
dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Bonham
saying.
just needed
Yeah.
1 bass drum, and he's still the best fucking hard rock drummer of all time.
Yeah, and like but.
Don't get me started on
but
that
you know where I
Zeppelin,
learned,
bro.
But you know where I learned triplets though was from Dennis Chambers because he learned it from Tiki Fulitz from the Ohio Players.
Yeah.
Because I was
shit.
really
Yeah.
into funk music after
yeah.
I got into like math and punk, where like funk music I never could just like sit there and listen to a whole record,
Right.
but the drums were just like stank face, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
The whole fucking time.
yeah.
It was like damn, like so yeah.
So is there anything you're saying AFI? I mean, it's
AFI
been a solid throughout. Is there anything that you listened to when you were 15, 16 years old that you look back at now and say, why did I listen to?
Oh,
Britney
yes.
Spears.
Yes.
When I was
Fuck
well,
you,
not at
don't
15.
talk shit on Brittany.
Not at
She's
15.
still solid.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
No, she was only beautiful in Oops, I Did It Again.
No, she's still hot. She's still hot, dude.
I'll take her with a
give it
shaved
to
I
her.
mean,
It's
like
10
I
years ago, but I'll
wouldn't say
still do
no.
it.
I would have to ask Marissa. Hey,
Yeah, we
can
gotta find out.
can
We gotta
I
find
go out with Britney Spears
I don't
for
know.
a night?
She
might comment.
She might comment. You never know.
I'll have to ask her.
Hey,
Well,
if she
it's
says
Brittany,
no,
bitch.
yeah.
Brittany.
If she says no, I won't be upset.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
So what was the band that back then you were really into it now?
At 15, like I was into really good music because
Okay.
now I listen to it again. It was more of like when I was like 18 through like 20, where I was
Okay.
into like folk punk. I'm
Andrew
terribly.
Jackson Jihad.
Oh, you're not allowed to say that anymore.
Yeah.
You can't even say that. You have to say AJJ.
Our whole scene.
Wait, really?
The
They don't-
whole
Yeah, they
scene.
don't. They don't go by it
Oh
because
my
like, they're that.
God.
It's like, dude, come on.
Come
Dude, from
on.
when
You
we
were
were
singing-
that age, though, the whole scene that we were a part of, everyone moved
was
to
so-
Philly, and then everyone
It was so
signed to
fucking
folk punk.
okay.
Everybody.
yeah, folk punk. I fell into it, and
Me
that
too, man.
emo revival shit because the Greek favorites got pushed into that because everybody was like, "Oh, you sound like a screamo version of like Captain Jazz," and I'm
Okay.
like, "Who the fuck is that?" Our thing was.
Captain Jazz is cool, though. I
Yeah,
like
it was cool. I saw them live, and I was like, "All right, I'm done." Like this
Yeah.
was boring, but like, it was one of those things. Like so, like that whole era of me was just like, "What the fuck was I doing?" I was a completely different person. Like I went back to a couple bands I used to listen to,
Yeah.
and you know when you get that nostalgia, you get that chill, you get that, oh man, that was such good times. I went to a couple bands just recently, like in the last few weeks. It was like, I don't feel that because I regret almost every day of that, of just trying to be somebody who I wasn't, you know? And then that's when I turned to somebody that I really hated, and then now I'm back to me. So I'm like, so like, a lot of phases went on.
Yeah.
You know, especially...
And I think everybody can kind of relate to it. And
Yeah.
it's funny to see how your taste of music can reflect the type of person you were at that specific time. Because
fucked up.
I mean, when I was in like 14 through like 18, we'll say, it was pretty much straight punk and the pop punk side of that.
Yeah.
Right.
Drive-through records was pretty much my hands down. Drive-through to then I went from drive-through to Victory Records. I was a big ska kid growing up. But then I started hanging out with a different group of kids that I was playing in bands with, and we weren't heavy in any way, but all of a sudden the whole town got really, really into like old school hardcore around like 2005 to 2008. everyone's
like 80s hardcore.
No, like old school,
like Biohazard kind of
punk hardcore.
Yeah,
in,
like
in that way.
Minor Threat, Bad Brains.
But not even that old school. Just basically like Bury Your Dead. The guys who said we're old school bro hardcore.
Yeah, it was the old school bros.
It was the old school bros. It was the guys that were picking up pennies, that were just wearing the camo shorts and all that. So for me, I look back at that time, and it was a very pivotal time for me. It was a time that I was very hardcore straight edge and everything like that, so it kind of fit with like the scene that was happening. But I didn't really thoroughly enjoy the music I was listening to. I just wanted it to be kind of like you said with when you got into punk, you wanted to be that angry embodiment of punk rock. For me at that point, I was just thinking, okay, this is like, it's gonna toughen me up a little bit. It's gonna give me like that mentality that I can approach the world just a little bit more of an edge.
Isn't it so crazy that like this shit can like we're all influenced so hard by different kind of shit like that where like it's just it now stepping back and like a lot of this happened when I did shrooms where I was just like, why does this shit like that I'm into make me a different person, you know, like, and I feel like, you know, like now I listen to a lot of rock and roll. I listen to a lot of like 70s glam kind of shit.
Okay.
Obviously, look at the fucking haircut. And you know, fucking stupid mop on my head. And
it's good for cleaning.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, like, but now it's like because I listen to that stuff, like I want to progress because you know, I want to live like an adult now, you know, like, because I know that all of these bands that I'm listening to, like Thin Lizzy and the Rolling Stones and like shit like that, it's like, yo, they don't live like punks. They don't fucking like puke and just let it there for a few days like I used to. You know what I mean? I'm just like, you know what? Let me like
grow up just a slight
bit. Let me puke and clean it up right away. You know, like I'm at that level right now.
Hell
so
good on you.
That's a good place to be. No, there's this movie
like
that I loved from the early 90s that was called Swimming with Sharks. It was Kevin Spacey plays a movie producer. Oddly, he plays a guy that was basically supposed to be Harvey Weinstein. So the
K-Pax fucked up, man.
Oh, K-Pax. Oh, Jeff Bridges at his worst there. Lord, he did not get a Cecil B. DeMille Award for that film in any way. Oh my God, fuck that movie.
Yeah,
but
it was terrible.
Swimming with Sharks, there's this great quote, and he plays an asshole producer who has a personal assistant who he just runs into the ground and basically gets the guy to be almost like homicidal and like takes him captive, and the whole movie is his.
Oh yeah, I see.
Yeah, oh, it's great.
It's a good movie. Yeah,
the guy is like torturing him, just like getting all of his anger
Christian
out
Slater?
on him. It's not. It's a guy named Frank Whaley.
But it looks like Christian Slater.
No, like an ugly, sad little one. He played the. I think he played. He was one of the musicians in the Doors movie with Jim Morrison.
I never
with,
saw that
with Val Kilmer. He's one of the other guys.
I almost said Van Kilmer.
Van Kilmer.
Van
Wilder Kilmer.
Van Wilder Kilmer.
He should just rebrand himself with that.
Van Kilmer. Yeah, Van Kilmer. It'd work for him.
His return.
Isn't he like a big sweaty alcoholic now?
Yeah, well, he keeps going up and down. He keeps going up and down.
He had throat cancer or some shit.
But before that, I think he was a big sweaty alcoholic for a while.
That's cool.
Yeah.
He's definitely sweaty.
But in Swimming with Sharks, there's this great quote that I think about, honestly, since I was like 17 when I first watched the movie. It's something I kind of always thought and was like, you know, as you get older, any art, it stays the same, but you look at it from a different point of view. And the line was, if you haven't rebelled by 20, you've got no heart. If you haven't conformed by 30, you've got no brain. So it's really funny to see.
Wow.
Yeah. When you're 20, it's you versus the fucking world. Fuck everything. I am, as Billy Joel put it, an angry young man. And
fuck Billy Joel.
Yeah, well, you can fuck Billy Joel all you want. He might enjoy it. He writes some catchy ass tunes. But
Captain Jack will get you high tonight,
Captain Jack will get you high tonight.
That's a bullshit song. That's me rebelling near 30.
Yeah, that should be how you rebel at 30.
Yeah.
But you get the
this guy's a rebel. He doesn't like Billy Joel.
Fuck Billy Joel.
Oh my God.
2019. That's a very, very firm, crazy stance to be taken at this day and age.
You never get elected.
Hey, did Trump say anything worthwhile?
I don't know. We didn't look.
I don't think so. I think we said worthwhile.
I think we said more things on subject with the wall than he probably did. But that quote, the way I looked at it back then was like, there's like a little bit of death in you between 20 and 30. You're going to have this feeling of it's me versus the world. I've got to prove myself. And then something, at that point I thought of it as something in you dies. And you have to, like, and it's a negative thing. And then all of a sudden, like, you don't get it anymore. And as I've gotten older and I passed 30, I realized, okay, yeah, it is a little bit of a death in you, but it's a death of something that needs to fucking die.
Yeah. You can't have that angst all the time.
Like, hold on to that angry young man mentality through everything. And that's
totally,
why
you
look at certain punk bands, and even in the pop punk realm, like, if you looked at, let's just
Green Day's a perfect
Green Day
example.
as literally what I was going to say. When they got old and they were content with their lives and everything,
came out with something even worse.
They came out with American Idiot, and that's what happened. They became content. They didn't need to worry anymore. They faked it for a couple albums, and then they went, "We're adults. This is what we care about now." And I mean, I think everybody believes that they should have just stopped being Green Day, and that should have been Foxborough Hot Tub or whatever.
Like for me, like I believe in that.
Pinhead Gunpowder.
Peanut Head Gunpowder?
Pinhead Gunpowder. Wasn't that the band that was...
Foxborough Hot Tub was the name of the Green Day band, where it was the three of them that just made another band. And...
No, I thought it was Pinhead Gunpowder.
No, Foxborough Hot Tub.
I do believe in that, but like at the same time...
That might be the song name.
All right.
That part of me where it's just like... The reason why I want to grow up and the reason why I want to like progress and make more money and do whatever, blah, 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 is because I want to keep doing what I've done at 20 years old. Yeah.
But you can do it with a smarter outlook and a better mentality because, like you said before, you puke on the floor, you clean it up now.
Yeah.
You don't Big Daddy cover it with fucking newspaper and let it sit there for a couple of days.
I don't think that like 20-year-old me died. I think it just got smarter.
You got smarter.
Yeah. Like totally. Because like now it's like, okay, I had to ask my boss, like, oh, can I go on this 3-week tour? And if you don't let me, I guess I'm going to have to find another job.
Yeah.
Like, I said that to so many bosses, and they're like, yeah, that's really cool that you do that. Yeah. You can go. So I was like, cool. All right. Like, I had the luck that happened.
Sure. Yeah.
So, like, I was like, cool. But now it's like, yo, I'm not going to make any fucking money with anybody. I'm doing my own shit, and then I'm gonna go out on the road when the fuck I want, so I don't have to answer to anybody.
Yeah,
you know, I always felt like I answered to fucking people all the fucking time.
I mean, that is what a job is. Like, you're locking yourself into something for money.
Even having your own business, like I do, like it.
Yeah,
I still got to answer to people.
You do painting on the side, you said, right?
Well, I do painting.
Oh, that's painting as your main.
Yeah, I paint walls.
Yeah,
so
like house painting.
Yeah.
What do you think of our paint job in this room?
The cut-in is terrible, but the cover is great. Yeah. Like I don't see any bare spots. It looks very nice and thick.
Well, it's real gold.
The cut-in.
Yeah, but at that point we just didn't give a shit. That room is way better.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, I stopped giving a fuck.
The room out there that we redid.
Most people hate painting. That's why I've been so busy the last 6 months.
Because nobody else wants to do it.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just like, whatever.
I mean, I have family that do that for a living.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I did it for a little bit last year. It was fun. I did some painting with that one weird job I had doing maintenance.
I think it was more because it was this house.
Yeah.
You know, and I just wanted to get the shit put back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, what I like about painting is that you don't do a lot of work, but then when you're done, it's like, it looks like you did.
Yeah, it's very rewarding.
You know, it's a very instant reward.
Yeah.
You know, but
my grandfather had a dude that did that, and he had him paint the living room wall, which was they just lived on a ranch.
Like the accent.
No, like just did the whole room, and all the dude did was brushes, but he didn't he didn't tape anything, didn't do shit. He just brushed the whole thing.
I don't tape. I do freehand cut, but like it's still like.
Yeah.
But that's because I've been doing it for so many years and working with so many.
Yeah, I was probably so fucked
I gotta
up
pee.
by the time we were doing this room, man.
He's got to pee.
I gotta pee. Hold on.
We're gonna hold on. Oh, all right.
Keep talking.
We're gonna keep talking. All right. So,
Speaking, you know how you were talking about Spacey earlier? Did you see the video?
which video?
The new video that he posted on Christmas Eve.
Who?
Spacey.
Spacey.
Kevin's fucking.
Oh, Kevin
Oh,
Spacey.
yes.
Oh, sorry.
New Year's Eve video.
Spacey on its own, out of context, is a word that
what?
is very strange. What's Spacey?
Rapesy.
Rapesy. I thought you were saying Banksy at first, really drunk.
Spacey.
Yeah, he put out a video as his character from
House of Cards.
from House of Cards. It was super creepy.
But him
Yeah, it's very creepy.
rebuking his sexual assault charges.
Yeah, that
He
came
was
out.
in court today for
Yeah, I
that.
was gonna say that came out the same day that his charges came out against him, which is
What
ridiculous.
what ended
So
up happening?
this is to remind you
I
that
don't know,
no
I didn't
matter
look up
what
into
Kevin
it.
Spacey puts on YouTube,
Yeah.
he's still going to court for being a fucking
Yeah.
whatever sexual pervert.
He's a sexual predator.
He's a sexual
easiest way to
predator.
put it.
Who's the
Yeah.
sexual predator?
Kevin
Kevin
Spacey.
Spacey.
We just went back to Kevin
We just
Spacey.
want to remind everyone, Kevin
That he
Spacey is a sexual predator.
It's
Well,
an
you know what?
unfortunate truth.
You know, I looked into his eyes on paying it forward.
Pay it forward.
And
You
I
looked into
knew-
it. You're
I
really
knew.
pulling out the good Spacey here. K-Pax and Pay It Forward. Those are the classics
Yeah,
right
but
there.
you know, with both of those roles, you know that he
Well, he had this
he
thing-
diddled some fucks.
He had this thing back
He
when
did,
he
dude.
hosted Saturday Night Live right after he did American Beauty, and the whole monologue that he did was him sitting there singing a song while there was a subtitle going that's like, we didn't want to have him sing the song, but Kevin Spacey's a psychopath. Like, honestly, look at every movie he's ever been in. He's a complete psychopath. He's forcing us against our will to let us like play the song. And at the end of it, he goes, "Call me crazy. I just think that's a great song." And then he goes, "We've got a great," and it's like fucking funny then. But the day that he got outed, I went and found like the script for that episode and threw it up on Reddit. And I was like, anybody else think that he was just telling us right here that he was just?
Now, does that make
Wow.
American Beauty better or worse?
I don't know. I think it makes it better because
It makes it more realistic.
it's way more realistic. Except it would
I
have been.
haven't seen that movie in so
Oh,
many
then
years.
it
I gotta
would have been,
rewatch
it would
it.
have been
He
his
was
daughter's friend. It
fucking
would have
a
been
guy.
his. It would have been his son's friend. That's what it would
you're
have been.
right,
Yeah. Well, hey, we're gonna wrap things up here right now. Cliff,
Cool.
I want to say huge thanks to coming on,
Yes,
brother.
thank you, dude.
Really nice talking
Thank
to
you
you.
so much for having us.
Yeah, man,
Having me.
definitely. And any
us.
new music you have coming out down the line, let us know. We'll definitely put it out there.
Or
Yeah.
if you want to make new music with us.
Yeah,
feel
we're
free to
always
come
here.
Dude,
Come
over.
on
like I
over.
said, you're a musical genius, and I wouldn't be. I would totally be down. with
Whenever
Well,
you
with
want.
once we're finished recording, the two of them are going to suck each other's dicks until they are dry.
Oh, and
until
you know,
they've got cotton mouth
Marlboro
on
Lights
the
are the
dick.
best cigarettes ever.
Oh.
By the way,
I know they are, aren't they?
I'm not gonna
You
smoke
just-
one.
You just quit. You just quit.
I
You're
know, but
going
I'm just
strong.
saying. I'm just
Buy
saying.
me a
that
cigarette if
is-
you polish my balls.
If you polish the balls, you get a smoke. That's
I don't
the
want
deal
to
he
polish
gives
your balls because I
everybody.
don't want to smoke.
All right,
He-
well then, you have to have a cigarette unless you polish my balls.
This is the deal he gives most everybody. This is the deal he gives most
Oh, so I'm
everybody.
just everybody. Huh?
Uh-huh. Well, then again, Cliff,
Thank you
people
so
can
much.
check you
Oh,
out.
yeah,
Instagram, Cliff_Albert.
Yep.
And what was the link again for the music?
ChildStarsBandcamp.com.
All right, ChildStarsBandcamp.com. So check that out.
It's an old song.
Hell yeah, dude, it was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
cool.
gonna revamp it though. It's gonna be a little.
Well, we're looking forward to it,
Less
man.
sad.
We're looking
Yeah,
forward to it.
but-
And then, as always, big thanks to Justin Olimpedo.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And Mr. Zachary Storman. And make sure you guys check out the other podcasts from Moot.tv. Mr. EJ5000, Anthony DeAngelis, and Greg Baldwin over at Let Me Ask You a Question. And Eric, Greg, and Micah over at White Wasabi, where they talk anime. So if you're into anime, check that out. They periodically throw things up. And then our release
Big
on
hentai
Monday
titties.
comes out with Let Me Ask You a Question for Moot Mondays. So
Well,
always,
Monday's a better day of the week now that it's Moot Mondays.
it's Moot Mondays.
Yeah.
It's a better
It comes
day.
up on my phone like,
Fuck
hey,
Garfield,
something
you know?
did in life is real.
Yeah.
I look at my phone, it's like,
Don't
ooh,
hate Mondays.
I'm accomplished.
Makes Mondays
I'm an
better.
accomplished podcaster.
This is the first day of my week, and I've already released a podcast.
Yeah, what else?
Yeah, you guys
Right?
got a really cool thing going here.
Hell yeah! Well,
I think you guys should really keep doing it.
We're gonna try until
It's
one of them
fucking rad.
kills me or each other
Or myself.
or himself. Until that happens, then we come the musicless. It's just Justin drumming and me scatting over top of it every single week.
We'll have
Totally
to reset
fine.
up
Yeah.
upstairs.
Eventually,
Like
it'll just be you drumming and me shitting on the drums. Yeah, that's what we'll get to. That's what we'll get to.
Well, invite me then.
Oh, you will be the first
Yes.
in line, sir. You will be the first. So for Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up, I'm Kyle Mocha. To play you out is our regular closing theme song. So we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Later, fucker.
Mood.tv.
There's nothing more egomaniacal than singing the theme music for your own show. Who am I? Kelsey Grammer. If I could only drink like him, we're gonna write a new one every week. Some will be solid, some will be weak. We're gonna write